love me some Avatar Nation. Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Please, you have nerve. You've been beating everybody.
I'm talking, baby.
What up, SK?
I'm here for the mess.
I'm talking, baby.
Get it, daddy.
Hey!
I love me some Avatar Nation. Step on them, king. Step on them, king.
Oh, no, you didn't call me silly, honey. You're shady.
I'm talking, baby.
Get it, daddy.
Well, goodness gracious.
No beef, just tofu.
I'm here for the mess. Get it, daddy.
Woo, child.
Well, goodness gracious.
Avatar Nation.
All right, what's going on, everybody? How you doing? Thank y'all for being here. I hope y'all had a glorious Sunday and ready to start this next week, which I can tell you is going to be crazy. I mean, in terms of real world perspective, probably YouTube perspective as well. But like I said, I do believe in acknowledgments. Let me acknowledge those who are here. What's up, Say B? How you doing? Hope you're doing all is well with you. What's up, Bo32? Hope you're doing well. What's up, Cheryl, the spoiler Burnett? Hope all is well with you as well. What's up, Philly T? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. You know, it's Sunday, so we're gonna try to find the clip that we play on Sunday because Sunday, with all going on side. I mean, in this crazy world, I hope you believe in something besides man. Okay, because man is showing you day to day that nothing stays the same. And man, like they say in the Bible, as fickle as the wind or the direction of the wind. So hopefully y'all believe in something greater that's gonna protect y'all from this craziness that's going in the world. Okay. So over here we do believe in God. We don't just say that. We try to exemplify that in our actions. All right, we'll be right back. Right back, child. Here we go.
Jesus is all I need to get by. Jesus is all I need to get by. I need to get by. In the morning, he's all to get by. I need he's all you and I need to get by.
I guess that's the Michael Jackson rendition. All right, so let's get into it. Keisha Bishop, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Keena, what's up, Keena? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Bo32 says, right, SK. Cheryl the Spoiler Burnett says, if you have never voted in your life, you need to vote, please. I agree. Keena says, I am so discouraged by the number of black folks who said they not vote. I know that's so stupid. Like, I don't understand it. Like, your ancestors fought for you to vote. Then you got someone who look like you, who you can vote for. Then you say you not gonna vote. What? I think some of them need. I honestly say I feel like some of the people today need to experience what their parents or their grandparents experienced, and then they will understand the importance of voting. It's just to say that. So by you not voting, not you specifically, Keena, but by them not voting, they immediately giving the opposition the upper hand. Crazy. All right, let's get into it. Let's bring up the agenda so you know what we're talking about real quick. Here we go. Real quick. Let me see. Okay. Bam. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Hold on. Here we go. All right, here's the agenda, y'all. It's kind of long because I ain't been on in a minute. You know, I told you I've been dealing with that whole what's up JLC 87 production. It is just ignorant, and then they want to be the first ones to complain when they don't get a fair shot at life. Like I feel sometimes we'll talk about it. Like I told you, I've been dealing with the kidney stone issue. It's an interesting symptom. It's an interesting situation because it's forced me to research what causes it, how to prevent it, and stuff like that, and just dealing with it. So, partly the reason why I have not gone live during the weekends because I just be in discomfort, and stuff like that. But it's a good thing I feel because it's kind of honed in on my what I'm eating and stuff like that, which I feel like I eat pretty good. But there's some things that I treat myself to that I'm gonna stay away from. Okay, so that's the update on that. So hopefully I'll be more consistent with the thing going away. But like I say, it's good to learn about the body and what's causing certain things and how to prevent it and all that other stuff. The body is a fascinating invention if you ever take time to investigate it and stuff like that. Yeah, sure, I'm feeling better. I mean, the good thing about this condition is it's not preventing me like right now from being physical. That would suck if it did. All right, so let's get into it. We got the agenda: Jim, diabetes leg, Joe out, Kamala in. It don't feel right. Majourna medicine, YouTube, AI, your face, and then we get into the news that you absolutely cannot use. Net, go get your mind check, not your med check, but your mind check. Avatar Nation, Brian escapes the enclosure, shake my head. Male soap opera, Kimmy returns, but why? Brianna triggered me. Okay, thank you, Philly T. I'm glad I feel better too because I don't like being on set. Like y'all gotta understand, like your perspective changes when you go through something because you understand that no amount of money can make up for your health. Just a piece of being healthy. And I know some people may not be healthy, but to deal with chronic pain and discomfort is not good. It's nothing like being able to just walk pain free. Um, Keena says at least you can try to pass the kidney stone, but gallstones require surgery and they hurt like heck. Yeah. Like I said, it's been a revelation for me because I ain't never dealt with nothing like that. And then been trying to get through the day and being productive and stuff. But you learn your body, which is a good thing. All right, so let's talk about the first thing. Gym. So I went to the gym today, played basketball pretty much. And there was this overweight dude. He was overweight. He was big, big. He had like the kangaroo pouch times two. Okay, and you could see that the diabetes was getting to his leg because his leg was discolored. Y'all know the diabetes when it discolors the leg, and it's because of the circulation is poor down there. And I was just like, damn, that's messed up. So, like I tell people, and I feel like I applaud him for trying to get out there and trying to change his health and improve the circulation in his leg. But damn, I'm like, is it too late? Because the way I saw it, and then you could tell something's wrong with somebody's leg when they wear that sleeve or whatever. Nonetheless, he was mobile, but it was like when you look at his leg, you can see that process is starting. But like I said, hopefully it's not too late. But like I always tell y'all, encourage y'all to just stay physical, stay active. Because I just wonder how did he get to that point? Like, was he always big? Did he get in depression? Was he, lazy, or something like that? But like I said, at least he's trying to change his ways and stuff like that. I mean, he shot a couple of shots, but he did not play no defense. Obviously, because of his mobility, he couldn't play no defense, right? Because he's overweight. And I didn't yell at him. I'm like, whatever it is, what it is. I just thank God that you're not in that situation. That's all I can say. Keena says compression socks or something. I hope he can turn it around. Yeah, I hope he can too, because when that discoloration and stuff like that, that means circulation and a whole bunch of other stuff is going on. So, like I said, you got to learn your body, you got to learn your diet and stuff like that. So, yeah, in regards to the gym, it was cool. It was a good workout. Today was a very physical day, meaning a lot of working out and stuff like that, because, like I said, I've been under the weather, so I had to make up for some days that I lost. Billy T says sometimes medication can cause you to gain weight. Very true, but I think this situation, Philly T, was beyond that scope of the situation. But I do agree with that. I've seen people who gain weight. It's just it's reasons for everything, and sometimes it's your upbringing, right? Your upbringing. Your parents are feeding you food. It's not like you can go into the store and get your own food, but sometimes they feed you. And like somebody told me, like, man, we black people, we go to work, you raise your kids, and you trying to save on, or you trying to get to what makes you happy, which could be a good unhealthy meal, right? And you keep doing that because that's the one thing we could treat ourselves with is with food, but down the line that causes issues. It's just very interesting, very, very interesting. Keena says, I see more overweight children. Oh my God, yeah, of course, because of the food, what they put in the food. What they put in the food from now to like back in the day is totally different. And I feel personally, they do a lot of that stuff on purpose. Because I'm gonna tell you, and I hate to make it about race, but it is about race. Because you go into those white affluent schools, they are feeding their kids fresh stuff, fresh everything, vegetables, meats, foods. They even having people come in and cook for them. You go to inner city, mostly minority schools, that stuff is looking like it's shipped in from the prisons. It seems like they're giving the same caliber of food that our kids get, or the same caliber of foods that the prisoners are getting on top of that. It's insane, the disparity. And it's been more of a push for fresh foods since, Bill Gates has been buying up this land and all this other stuff. It's very interesting. I just, it's just very, very interesting. If you ever to compare the lunch menu of an affluent school to that of a public school that's in a minority area. Red Star says the reporting coming out is the Republicans are actually nervous about Kamala because they pretty much who her top 5 VP pick are likely to be, and they will be a formidable challenge. Yeah, we're gonna get into that in a minute. I'm gonna tell you my mindset real quick. All right, Philly T is sharing with us. I'm diabetic. It had nothing to do with diet or weight. Another medication induced the diabetes. Right. And that's why I say learning your body, learning the different things, because we're all different. So we all have different things that could trigger our body and stuff like that in different ways and bring on different symptoms. But what I was saying for the tea about that guy was that I don't think his situation was medically induced. I feel it was maybe a lifestyle situation and things like that. I mean, especially with people who have sedentary jobs, that could creep if you eating all day, that and you're not active, you go home, you eating again, that could creep up on you in a minute. So it's various reasons why people get diabetes. It's not solely to um, poor diet, lack of exercise. Like Philly T said, it could be due to medicine and so forth, sugar levels and all that. I'm not a medical professional, so I read and try to educate myself as much as I can. Um, what's the next thing we want to talk about? All right, here we go. Joe out, Kamala in. Let me tell you this real quick. I knew something was up when that whole Trump situation, because it was kind of ironic, that whole situation with the assassination attempt, whatever, was right before that RNC convention. I'm like, okay, whatever. Then, like I told you on my community wall, he worried about his shoe, and somebody already almost took your head off. Let me tell you something. Somebody shooting, I'm not worried about no damn shoe. I'm worried about where is the truck. Then you got the nerve to stand up and pump your fist and make yourself vulnerable again. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at all this because your shoe. You're worried about the photo op. You're worried about the photo op. You don't want the photo op to be without you having your shoe. That's all. That's a WWE move right then and there. Then let's talk about the shooter. 20-year-old. All these people seeing this dude on the roof. Okay. Interesting. You got cops saying they run away from the guy. People pointing to the guy. Security is told, or the snipers are told to stand down. Interesting. What's up, Miss Magnificent? Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support. Very interesting. Okay, all right. I see the play. I see the play. Then he go have his RNC convention. They say he nails it. All that. I thought he was kind of looking kind of weird, but he was reading the teleprompter. It was whatever. All right. So now we get to the whole situation of Joe Biden. Look, they said Joe Biden, that performance that he had was terrible. Was terrible with that debate against Trump. I'm just sorry. You can't have. How you doing, Miss T Velocity? Y'all go check out Miss T Velocity. She over there flossing on her community wall on her recent vacation. But Miss T Velocity says, I don't believe none of it. I agree. It's just all too convenient. So now Joe done messed himself up. He done embarrassed himself. He's slipping up. He's saying stuff, saying we got a trillion millionaires and all this other stuff. I'm like, But I'm looking at it even from a greater level. I'm looking at it from a world power level. How is this man going to even be able to conduct himself in a meeting full of world powers and them to even respect him? He already said, what's his name? Putin name when he was introducing Zelensky. And I'm like, oh hell no. You can't introduce Zelensky's number one enemy as him. I was just like, and I know Joe Biden caught himself, but that was a major slip up. I'm like, no, gotta go. And then he said the greatest VP, Trump, when he was really trying to reference Kamala. I'm like, no. And then they say he gotta be in bed by 8. No, what? We can have a nuclear fallout. We can have a nuclear fallout, and this man talking about you can't wake him up because he has to be in the bed by 8. Get up out of here. So I seen the play. Then they said Obama coming into the situation. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on. So now they said Obama to stab Joe Biden in the back. No. What is Obama supposed to do? Let him, win the election, but mentally decline? Or no, worse yet, go into another debate with Biden, with Trump, and just completely lose it? No. You gotta be proactive. I'm sorry for all the people like, oh, they doing Joe wrong. No. And then on top of that, don't think that Kamala, I feel like, okay, and then let's wait before we get to that. They said, oh, homeboy, you done messed up. We gonna say you got COVID. This how grimy the game is. They gonna say, you got COVID because we gonna sit up here and isolate you from anything else that you may screw up on, any guest appearances, any other talks, anything else, because you sick. I was like, damn. Because you know what? All that money stopped. Them donors was like, no. No money for you. George Clooney came out and said, I'm not giving no money. I ain't supporting this. So what? You can't have no campaign with no money coming in. I said no. We not compete. It's like anything else. When you go to a store, it's all about what they provide for you, right? And you gonna pay for whatever you provide if it's of quality. Those donors were like, what we getting is not of quality, and I'm not donating $40 million to y'all for y'all to just lose. It's crazy. So they said I'm not doing that. So when that money stopped, that's when it got real, I feel. When people said I'm stopping my $20 million check, I'm stopping my $20 million check. That's when I think things got real. And on top of that, I don't think Kamala should get too comfortable because they gotta say Kamala's up next because of protocol and the optics of the situation. Because let's be honest. A lot of people don't like Kamala. A lot of people don't like Kamala. I feel why Obama's so involved because he might sneak in Michelle. I'm just saying. What's up, Babs? Don't be surprised if Michelle come in this thing and then wind up being a candidate. I'm just telling you because who really gonna be running? Let's do what Putin do. Let's do what Putin do. If Michelle becomes president, who really is the president? Barack. Barack gonna sit up there with a third term. I'm just saying because as we see, Biden ain't really running the country. Who running the country? Somebody else. Put Michelle in there, and you gonna have Barack as the third, in his third term. Not officially, but he gonna be up there. Just I'm just saying because somebody pointed out earlier. She says I was listening to the radio. They said, "Well, wait a minute. Yes, Kamala's been named. You know, the head candidate, but that's not determined until the Democratic National Convention." I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Wow." I said, "Interesting," but for the optics of the situation, we gotta say Kamala. We got to do protocol, right? We can't just push Kamala out and push and put Michelle in. It's gonna get interesting. It's gonna get interesting. And let me tell you something. It's more of a reason for Michelle to run now. Her kids are older, so she ain't got to say, "Well, I got to be there for her kids." And her mother passed away. Rest in peace. Her mother passed away, so that concern of her taking care of her mother ain't there no more. So she really, what she got? Nothing but time. And then Barack said, "Hey, let's do this. We can save the country, cement our legacy, and put the country back on track. And it's within the rules. Nobody can say, 'Oh, Barack, you can't be around Michelle while she's in office.'" What? they gonna pull a Putin without doing a Putin because Putin changed the whole rules thing where now he can be president forever for most. Well, I guess from what I understand. What's up, Miss LA? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Where I remember you from? Oh yeah, you was over there. Okay, so well, I don't know if you want me to, but Miss LA was one of the participants on Crewcation. She's a very beautiful woman. We saw her in real time. So thank you for stopping by, Miss LA. I hope you're having a great Sunday. Bab says Michelle doesn't want to run. The establishment wants Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I heard his name too. That might work. But a lot of people, a lot of businesses are leaving California because of their labor laws and labor rules and stuff. So you got to understand, is he business friendly? Is Gavin business friendly? So, we'll see. What's up, Keisha Bishop? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Miss Magnificent says, yes, indeed, SK. Keena says, this opens the door for Obama to be VP if he wants it. Interesting. Can he be VP? Can he be VP? I didn't know that. So can a president who served his 2 terms consecutively or whatever be VP for another president? Interesting. I gotta research that. Very good point. Keena says Obama can actually run as VP, not president. Now, Keena, let me ask you this question. If that president steps down that he's running under VP for, steps down, can he serve a third term in that situation? He cannot be president, obviously, but he can be VP. He said, "Yep, I think so." Okay, so y'all know we talk about plays. So are they gonna run that play? Now that would be a hell of a play. Keisha Bishop says they running plays like the B sector. Yes, they are, Keisha. Keisha, I told you about the play with Biden. They said you got COVID, buddy. Get your ass. Said, go sit down. Don't do no more talking. You got COVID. They done hired some doctor over there and got him some fake blood that said he got COVID. They say you ain't gonna do no more talking. Very interesting. So we shall see. What's up? This is hello to DVD. How you doing, DVD? Hope you're doing well and behaving. Keena says, I would run if I had a magic word. Oh, magic wand. Okay. No, I don't think you wrote that one. But like they say, it ain't really the president that's running it. It's the people that you don't even see or know. Miss T Velocity says, same as the beef. Oh, what was that? Good job. Same as the beef sector. Miss Magnificent says, not like the beef sector. Oh, that play? Oh, yeah, that play with that COVID play? Oh, let me stop saying that. The C play, C19. They said, oh, Joe, go sit down somewhere. We tired of this. You not get the money has stopped because of you. You've been an angel. Okay, cool. All right, so that's the Joe commentary, Kamala in, Joe out commentary. All right, next up we're gonna say it don't feel right. So this pretty much is a segue into what we've been talking about. It don't feel right, y'all. This does not feel right. It feels very calculated. Now let me tell you about this. This very interested to see what the stock market is going to do tomorrow, because they said if we had this switch, the markets will go crazy because there's so much dealing with Biden, international relations, not labor, but trade, all that. Trade, relationships, economic policy, all that. So we shall see. So pay attention to what the markets do tomorrow, how they react to this news. They probably are reacting to this news. World leaders are probably going crazy because they had a relationship with Biden. Now you throw in Kamala, who they might not respect. But if they know Obama's behind the scenes, that might kind of calms people's nerves. So we shall see. Bab says, so the answer about him being president again by the president stepping down is technically yes, because what the Constitution says is nobody can be elected to a third term, elected being the key word. Interesting. So, Babs, my question is to you, do you think that the Supreme Court will come in and try to give their own interpretation to change it before he gets in power? I'm sure it's going to come up. If what we're predicting, wouldn't that be crazy if Obama says he's VP? This world will go insane. They'll be like, huh? They'll be like, huh? This is an episode of Power, huh? Keena says the president is the puppet and the person pulling the strings runs things for sure. That's that money. That money. Thank you, Babs, for that understanding and clarification. Keisha Bishop says, with his old ass. Keena says, I have to watch the market tomorrow. Yes, watch it. It's going to go insane. It's going to go insane. I don't know if it's insane good or insane bad, but I think it's going to go insane in a bad way because you're obviously having a blatant change in leadership. And I don't know how Kamala is really perceived when it comes to. I just don't listen. That Democratic National Convention is going to be so key So key because we don't know who else is going to be put on the ballot to be selected. And if they come up with some plan, ooh, that's gonna be very interesting. Because let me tell you something. Obama legacy pretty much is contingent on how this comes out. Because he was one of the major driving forces and kind of pushing Biden out. So if this don't work out, he gonna have egg on his face because he kind of gonna be responsible for putting Trump in office. So I'm just saying he ain't gonna go out looking like a loser and subject people to mayhem. I'm just saying. Bab says, I don't think it's going to come to that, though, SK. I don't think Obama is going to be a VP nominee. We shall see. We shall see. Yeah, maybe his wife. Maybe his wife might be that. My governor name was mentioned. Okay. And that is very true. Okay. So yeah, so that's our commentary on that. We shall see. I mean, stay tuned, stay in. I think if anything, black people should be more motivated. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you something. 50 Cent endorsed Trump. So 50 Cent, y'all, if my broadcast goes out, it's because we got like a storm going on. But just letting y'all know. 50 Cent is endorsing Trump. So it's gonna be interesting to see how 50 Cent move. It's already should be interesting how 50 Cent move based on Kamala being named. So it's gonna be interesting because 50 Cent, you over there gonna be endorsing. Well, you know, Kodak Black and Lil Wayne, I think, endorsing Trump too somehow. But 50 Cent, you better play this right. 50 Cent, you better play this right. That's what I'm just saying. There's going to be an October surprise. What's the surprise gonna be? What's the surprise gonna be? Open primary would be a disaster in my opinion. I think they need to back Kamala. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I don't know if you saying what to what, but 50 Cent was over there letting I don't know if this is true, but I know 50 Cent was up there supporting Trump. They said that 50 Cent allowed a man to walk into his song Many Men. I don't know if that's true, but I did see a clip of that. But you know how things with social media, they could be clipped to make things seem a certain way. But he allowed him to walk into a Many Men, that song. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. So will 50 Cent come home or will he stay over there? Nobody likes Camel Ha. Okay, thank you, Tiffany. Like, yeah, I heard she's not well perceived, and I can see they already saying, "Oh, she threw so many black men in jail," and hope she got an answer to that. All right, we got to move on. Majourna medicine. Let me just say this real quick. I know we have a lot of people who may be taking medicine, but the reason why I'm mentioning this is because of Briiine, the dude that escaped the enclosure. He kept saying, when I get on my Majourna, when Majourna gonna make me slim, Majourna gonna make me fine, and I'm eating and I'm exercising this Majourna. Let me just say something real quick. And I know we switching real quick, but I know I'm trying to, some people are here for the mess, some people are here for the real world news, so I gotta keep things flowing. But y'all, I'm perplexed. Let me just talk real quick, y'all. In this sector, there's a high number of gay men and women, and a sprinkle of straight men. But nonetheless, this applies to us all. When I hear people saying, "Oh, I'm going to be on PrEP, I'm going to be on Majourna, I'm going to be on this," I'm like, "Yo, didn't y'all just see that in the Suez Canal, the shipping channels stopped? Stopped. So everything that we were accustomed to getting, there now was a delay. So when I see people saying, "Oh, I'm gonna just take this. I'm gonna just take that. I'm just gonna take this pill and you know it will help me be HIV undetected." I'm like, "Yo, what are you talking about? It's not all right to get a disease that could take you out if you don't take the medicine." Because you never know if there's going to be a shortage. You never know if there's going to be a labor strike at the shortage in which the medicine is made, and it might not be readily available. What's going on with people? Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss T. Velocity. I spelled it wrong because I don't even care enough to even look it up because I don't even want to know nothing about it. I don't want to know it exists. I don't want to know if I just eat the right things. I don't want to know there's an alternative for my laziness or my bad eating or whatever. That's why I ain't spell it right. I said I'm not going to even try to spell this thing right because I don't care enough to even try to spell it right because I don't want to know nothing about it. But yo, what's going on with us now? Trying to think it's okay for us to get life diseases that could take us out, and then think it's okay because we got medicine. Yo, what happens when you can't afford no insurance? What happens when there's a recession and you can't get that job or you lose that job that's paying for your insurance and now you can't afford it? You gonna break into the pharmacy and try to get it? Like I was hearing that, I was like, yo, that mindset is wrong. Now, if you got something, you got something. Oh, okay, it is. But if you don't got it, don't say it's okay if I get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, and that was just their whole logic. His whole logic was weird to me. I got Majourna. What? Okay, so you're gonna be on Majourna your whole life, and then you ain't talking about the side effects of that, right? The stomach paralysis and all this other stuff that goes along with that they're not telling you. So what happened? You reach your desired weight, you stop taking it. Are you going to be able to keep the weight off? You a slave to the drug like that. You so prove to me you can keep it off while not taking it. So you a slave to that, and you don't know what other ailments that is causing because they're not taking enough time to test these things. But I know one of the things is kidney paralysis, and the thing that's got people shitting unintentionally. You know what I'm saying? I just hated that mindset. It was just like, bro, what are you doing? And I understand there's not an easy way to lose, but the slow way is the best way. You talking about 2 months, but you up there smoking. Yeah, it's insane. It's crazy. Brickhead says right. Brickhead. Miss T Velocity says my patients call me every day about not being able to get it. That's what I'm saying. Like, you just gotta think ahead. What if I'm not able to get this medicine? It's just like what happens then? Like, are you gonna be able to deal with the reversal of not being able to get it? What's up, Ron P? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you, Detach, for dropping the cash out. I appreciate anybody that was able to feel free to send a gesture, $ sirkingcrown. We try to talk about real life stuff here while talking about the mess, and we're gonna get into it in a minute. Brickhead says hello. Let me see what else y'all saying in the chat. Miss T says it's a shortage on it now. The Majourna, Miss T because I like Majourna. Okay, are you talking about the Majourna? I want to be specific about what we saying it's a shortage on because I know there's people in the clouds listening. And I just want them to know, yo, don't get on this because I feel like people be like, okay, I can eat my Debbie cake, my pizza, and my soda and still get slim if I take Majourna. No. Mr. What I says it's a quick fix for some, but it's more to just taking it. And you gotta exercise and stuff like you know, you gotta put in that work. But what happens when you stop taking? All right, thank you for you. Mr. T. Says yes, she's talking about the Majourna. Okay, BAP says you just have to make yourself change your mindset about food. Period. It's crazy hard. I know from experience, but you have to do it. And I agree with BAP. So, as we were discussing earlier, sometimes people are taking medications that cause them to balloon and take because they have to take a certain pill or something that cause their metabolism to slow and stuff. We understand that's outside circumstances and situations. But when we got somebody, I'm gonna take Majourna so I can look slim and good, so I can get some some ick or some peen, and I was just like, oh, it's crazy. A lot of miracle treatment are eventually too good to be true. I am legend. So Victoria, hello Victoria. Victoria says, please go check out I Am Legend because a lot of miracle treatments are actually too good to be true. I agree. I agree. Learn your body, y'all. Learn your body. Brickhead says, I would be scared. Yeah, I just like think about if you're not able to get it. That's the thing. I just want y'all. If you're not able to get it, what are you going to do in that situation? If if they have to recall Majourna, your ass is stuck. I'm just saying. And then, like I said, that whole thing I read about an article about when they talk about Ozempic and the side effects and the stomach paralysis and all that stuff. I was like, oh, child, that's not what you hear. And how it was making people got a poo poo. How people had a poop when they didn't want to poop and they couldn't make it to the bathroom. Whew, y'all better look that stuff up. But this world is a vanity, right? Everybody wants to be about vanity and look good and stuff like that. I don't know. Bam says, think about the impact the food is having on your body, even without the weight. Totally, totally. I agree. Research this food, this processed food that they put in this stuff and all that other stuff and see what it's made and what it's doing and all that. Yeah. Oof. Right now, I'm trying some sambuca. So I'll let y'all know how that goes. Sambuca is supposed to be some drink that's good and it cleans out your, reduces the toxins or whatever. What have? No, I don't have it. It's in the refrigerator. But yeah. So that's what I'm trying to see. I'll let y'all know if it's worked. I'll be the guinea pig. All right. That's what else we gonna talk about. YouTube AI your face. So yeah. So apparently these companies, these AI companies, was using YouTube. Cause remember a long time ago, YouTube says you are not allowed to. They call it scraping. You are not allowed to scrape from our platform. We're like, what the hell? So apparently, these AR companies to train AI was going around feeding images from YouTube and all that stuff to better for the AI to better understand just data like human faces, trucks, streets, hills, clouds, stuff. They need data. So like if you have a Tesla and you're driving your Tesla, the cameras in the Tesla, I think the camera has, I don't know, don't quote me, has about 6, 7 cameras all around it. And in as you're driving, those cameras are taking real life pictures in your neighborhood or whatever you're going to and feeding it back to the Tesla server and allowing it to accumulate data. Data is the big thing for AI. The more data you have, the more sufficient, reliable, or credible your AI can be because it has so much data it can process, but so much information it knows, right? So it can be ready to, how can I say it? Be ready to interpret different situations because it has the information there. So I was like, oh, so now this comes out that these major AI companies were sitting up here scraping data from YouTube, which includes a lot of people's faces and stuff like that. So your face is in these companies' databases that they're using to train to recognize different faces and like when to react to someone sad, happy, laughing. So it's very interesting. So definitely check that out if you want to learn more about that. It's really insane. And like they said, the more data you have, the more valuable a company you can be. So interesting. And on top of that, y'all probably didn't know this, but Tesla barred all Tesla vehicles. Sorry, let me say this again. China barred all Tesla vehicles for being on their bases because of that. They didn't want that data to be fed back to the US about how their military compounds and things like that looked, right? Because EVs are big over there in Asia. They have companies that we ain't never heard of over there, but they definitely barred Tesla from being allowed to be used on their bases. So interesting, very interesting. All right, we're gonna get into the news that you absolutely cannot use. I'm gonna tell y'all may not like what I gotta say, but I'm not gonna hold back because it's key in the developments that have occurred. All right, so if you want to, we're gonna go to commercial break. Feel free to send a gesture to $ Sir King Crown if you've enjoyed what you've heard so far, because we got a lot more to come. Oh, and Kwani, stop by. What you got to say, Kwani?
I'm crying. You're crying. We cry together.
Here we go. The professional beggar of the beef sector.
Thank you for the cash app. I'll be forgetting to. Can y'all hit my cash app, please? Can y'all hit my cash app, please? Thank you, though. Thank you for the cash app.
And the most aggravating woman in this damn sector.
Yeah, not like.
And since we talk about OGs, who are OG? Let me play this OG clip, child.
This is what love feels like. I don't want it. If this is what love feels like, you can keep it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. You can have it. You can have it. You can have it.
That's a damn shame. All right, we got to play an oldie but goodie. Here we go, y'all, because I know y'all want this. Baps, I know you want this. Here we go.
Lord have mercy.
Who the fuck cares if it look like I'm Humpty Dumpty? I can motherfucking run. I could walk. I could sprint. I could put on skates. I could skate around the skate rink. I could put on ice skates. I could skate around the ice skating rink. I could do every motherfucking thing. Knees knocking and all. And I could put on the strap. Who the fuck cares if it look like I'm Humpty Dumpty?
Now, when J Dog talking about she can skate, she can run, we can only play this clip here, y'all.
Lying. Why you always lying?
No, she lying. J Dog, you know your ass can't run. No skate. Ugh. You're used to. Hey, let me say, J Dunn has been. It seems like J Dunn has been re-energized since she's been remonetized. I was like, oh Lord. I said, won't money do it? Won't money do it? I don't care. They whatever. I can't never please them. What's up, Sugar Shack TV? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Brickhead is screaming with a big brick head. Let me see what else you're saying. You said Sir King, really? Yeah, child. I got some other clips, cause I gotta be careful because these people be mad. Oh, he over there dragging me with the clip. I'm like, it's just a clip. Like, damn, it's not even you. Like, you mad about something that's not even you, that is portraying you, but you mad because you know it is really you, but in a different form. It's weird. It's a lot of psychology. You just gotta be like, oh, is this person gonna get mad? Are they really gonna get? I'd be like, child, grow up. Like, you really an adult? All right, so let's get into the news that you absolutely cannot use, y'all. Let's talk about it. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna start with noodle neck. Go get your mind checked. Okay. Listen, that lady over there keeps saying Lemon's boyfriend, Lemon, not mind you, this woman has said this about 3-4 times. I ain't say nothing. I ain't say nothing. Then she'll follow up with Avatar Nation's not B sector. Now, mind you, Noodle Neck, Emu Nemu, whatever you want to call professional doxer, phone recorder, wire tapper, what they call it, wire tapping expert. I can't even say it. Wire tapping expert, federal lawbreaker, Jason's. Well, not want to say that, but you know his name. What's his name? Jason Voorhees' cousin, the female version. Wanna be Freddy Krueger running around with knives and everything, trying to attack people in real life time. The lady who ran around naked up the stairs over there in Mexico, or allegedly Mexico, wherever that was, that trip they were on when she was in good graces of Sean Bradley. Girl, you done lost your damn mind. Talk about I'm Lemon's boyfriend. Now, it could get a little bit. I could say, well, where your man at that you online every damn time talking to these people? Like, I don't ever want to take it there. But when you keep saying disrespectful ass shit, you as me as a man, you kind of push me in that kind of position because it'd be like, what kind of man is still married to you over there shaking pills? Now I'd be nice, but it seems niceness leads to disrespect. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, so let's get to this thing about see Noodle Neck over there, whatever you want to tell Pinocchio, or the female version of Pinocchio, wanted to be an avatar. I've heard her say, I wish I would be an avatar. I heard it. I wish I would have clipped it and played it every time she sit up here and try to disrespect Avatar Nation. So you gotta understand, we open the gateway, we utilize technology to allow people to still have a voice because of your actions, Noodle Neck, Emu Nemu. Okay? A lot of people didn't want to have their voice or share their voice because of what you did. StreamYard came up. I said, oh, let's use StreamYard. Bam. Right? We started that. So if we're not beef sector, then the Intel's not beef sector. Pizarro ain't beef sector. Don't you call her pizza pie? The pizza pie is not beef sector. You see the hypocrisy in that? You can't suck on Pizarro's titty and accept her, but say we not where we are. You hypocritical and crazy. All in one. And it ain't nothing cool with that man check, shaking pills. Because really, is if you shaking pills like that, then you should be in an insane asylum. Like I said, you running around like Jason Voorhees with a damn butcher knife. What the hell was that? Chasing people and you ain't locked up. You ain't locked up, girl. Go sit down somewhere. Anyway, and Jay Wilson's only cool with you because he know the flip side of you because you know you will put all his business out. Okay. Oh, and let me tell you something about your loyalty. You remember Shannon, whatever that lady name is, Shannon, how you did her when she embarrassed you by accidentally giving you the wrong information about somebody, you kicked her ass to the motherfucking curb. You are not the definition of a friend. You are not the definition of a loyalty, okay? You're the definition of convenience. I remember that. That lady done ran away. We ain't heard nothing from her at all. I think her name was Shannon or something like that. You did. That day, that lady was with you on live to live to live. and she accidentally gave you the wrong information and you just threw her away, cut her up like you are the female version of Jason Voorhees. Oh, crazy ass. And you are crazy. I don't think you should be on the internet. I don't, because I think the internet exacerbates your condition. I really do. I really do. It does, because you don't know how to act. You up here threatening people, all that crazy stuff, threatening people, and just doing a lot. They try to infiltrate their real life, and they ain't messing with you. Then alluded to them being something that they not, and then when they fire that same slug back, then you think, oh, I gotta go crazy now. I gotta throw all my medicine in. Well, come on, chill out, lady. But then on top of that, like I said, your whole logic is wrong. You done said that 3 times before I responded. Avatar Nation not peace. What's your gripe against Avatar Nation? Then piece of pie, like I said, ain't beef sector either. Anyway. Moving right along. We talked about Avatar Nation. Avatar Nation is what it is. We set a lot of things in motion. The way people use clips to help with their commentary. We did a lot of things around here. We made it rain on a lot of people. We are. I ain't gonna say we were. We're definitely a groundbreaking movement. A groundbreaking movement. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. A lot of the shit that you see done now, we incorporated that. We went from not just talking and beefing, but also using technology, StreamYard, to enhance the quality of broadcast. They ain't gonna never give. Now I wish I would have clipped this too. James Caldwell, Treasure Lane, gives credit to that. I've heard him do that, but a lot of people are not gonna do that. But yeah, so that's that. Crazy lady. Go sit down somewhere. Damn. And you over there playing cop that man. Child. You over there playing that Caribbean music, whatever that song is, every time. You better leave the people music alone. Harassing folks. Anyway. All right. Brian escapes Enclosure. Shake my head. What's up, Black Strawberry Apple? Thank you for joining us tonight. What's up, Stephanie D? Hope you're doing well. All right, let's get into this thing. Now, let me tell you something. Brian, I'm going to give you the history of my situation with Brian. I really ain't got an issue with Brian. Brian tried to treat me as an outcast because he wanted to sit up under Treasure Lane. So he wanted Treasure Lane's acceptance at the time because I guess he had some kind of liking to Treasure Lane. But at the time, Treasure Lane and I were going back and forth. So he kind of was standoffish to me because he thought that if I was on his platform, the Treasure Lane wouldn't be accepting to him. That's how everything, like I said, that's how he treated me. He treated me as an outcast, whatever it is, what it is. Now he see where he is in terms of Treasure Lane. Treasure Lane don't give a damn about him pretty much and mocks him every time he can. So I listen at a higher level. And this is what caused this whole situation. Because now Brian got an issue with me, but you're going to see that the reason Brian has an issue with me is for no reason because I was listening at a higher level. So Brian and Honest Roll going back and forth. We know the whole situation. Brian was in the hospital. Honest Roll was giving him some seductive stories about his frequent sexual encounters. Caused Brian to get a tent pole in the hospital at the shock of the nurse and all that. Brian would say he was disgusted that Honest Roll would tell him these details of his recent sexual endeavors and all this stuff. So now Brian and Honest Roll have been going back and forth. Brian is trying to get back at Honest Roll and eluding. Let me tell you something when you make veiled threats. When you say, I'm going to really tell your business, if you keep messing with me, I'm going to really do this. So I said, oh, okay. So what really do you have to tell? If you keep messing with me, I'm going to really do this. So I'm like, okay, interesting. So I started going through the process of elimination. What would Honest Row really not want out here? Because you're already telling us that you're sexually active. You're already telling us that you got an affinity for this guy somewhat. You're already telling us that you're talking behind the scenes. So I was like, what can really be of great magnitude that Honest Row would be kind of don't want? So, and then I started analyzing this. Brian is upset because Honest Row shared details about him being sexually intimate with somebody else, and Brian likes Honest Row. Listen, we human. We know how that go. If you really like somebody, the last thing you want to know is that they, or whatever, getting it on with somebody else. And that's the same situation. Brian didn't want to know that he was getting it on with somebody else. That kind of made him jealous, to be honest. Upset. Because he's got his eyes on Honest Row. The Majourna. Can you give me 2 months to have the Majourna? I'm at the gym sweating in trash bags to get right for Honest Row while pulling out my pistol on anybody that gets in my way is helping me or preventing me from losing calories. 2 months for Majourna to work. I'm getting my diet right while I smoke on trees and mess up my inhalation or inhaler, whatever you call it, breathing system. What? So you already got a timetable for Majourna to work, and you expect Honest Row. See, y'all, I already said this. Y'all don't go together. You're a big old burly bear with gold, with silver strappings in your mouth, and he over there looking like Fievel with glasses on. A little old gerbil, a little old hamster. Y'all don't even go together. I mean, I'm not saying. I mean, I mean, whatever. And then let's talk about this word love. What? I nearly wanted to punch the damn wall every time they said, "Well, Brian, I did love you." What the fuck? Are y'all? I get so sick of them using that love word, whether it's Mama D, William, Honest Row, Brian. That is not love. Say, I really, really like you. I really, really like you. I love you. What the hell is where? I was like, wait a minute. I'm like, are y'all going down the aisle or something? Y'all haven't even met. Love is a very strong word. Seriously. And it is misused in this area to a high degree. I really like you. I have feelings for you, something like that. But stop using that word love. I mean, come on now. That's you don't even know this guy. You haven't even met this guy. You talking about you love him? No, you love what's between his legs. That's all that was. Okay. it was it was insane. I love you. I love you, Brian. I love what the fuck? Okay. If you say so. So where was I? All right. So he kept holding that over that man's head. Right? He says, "I'm gonna really tell your business." So I'm thinking. So I hopped on. I forget where I was. I was at Brianna's. So I hopped on. What's up, Yanni? Thank you for joining us. I hopped on the panel. I said, "Look, man." I said, "Oh, this is the other thing." I said, "I'm gonna really f you up." He said, "Brian, I'm gonna really fuck you up." Okay, so I'm like, okay, I know this. I'm from the streets, whatever. I know when somebody said I'm gonna really fuck you up. That means you got something, a bombshell that you gonna drop. And I'm like, y'all done dropped everything else. So what else can you drop? What's up, Love Blake? Thank you for being here. I'm like, okay, it's either STD or HIV, or whatever. HIV is a form of STD, but I was like, that's all it could be. Unless you gonna come out and say Honest Row is a transgender, and then we would have really been like, oh, what? Oh, that would have really got the street shaking. So I'm sitting there like, what? Okay, so it could only be really those three things. Okay. I'm like, okay. So I go over there on the panel. I'm like, look, man, like, this dude is saying like you could like he's kind of saying it, but not saying it. And I did say he's like tiptoeing that line. So I'm like, And I'm like, and Honest Row was like, he didn't really say nothing to be. He says, "Oh, okay, all right, well, okay, all right." You know how Honest Row is. So then Brian gets mad. Oh, our Sir King messy ass gonna go over there and say he got HIV, or I was alluded to him saying he got. Then what happened? He do threaten the man, because then he come out and say that Honest Row was messing with a dude that picked up HIV. So you mad at me because I was able to think at a higher level and understand that what you were saying without saying it. Are you okay? This whole Romeo story. It's not Romeo and Juliet. It's Romeo and Big Romeo story. And then you want him to wait 2 months for Majourna to kick in. I was like, then you won't leave the hospital. Did you ever go back to the hospital? Do we know that? Did you ever go back to the hospital, but you waited for Majourna to come in? I picked up Majourna. You make it seem like Majourna's like your crack. Oh, I got Majourna. It's sitting in the passenger side. It's just, I don't know. It's child. I could say so much. You mad at me, but I never said nothing about your family member that passed away, which all these people had dragged you for, and you want to be in their gig races, right? But then, so did you ask Lady? We know you asked Lady Nikas for oodles and noodles and toilet tissue, but did you ask Honest Row? Or were y'all not in good standing? No, you said you've been talking to Honest Row for a year. So did you ask Honest Row for oodles and noodles and toilet tissue? And what did he say when you did ask him? So why did you go to Lady Nika first and not Honest Row? I want to know that. If we're gonna be messy and you gonna sit up here and dog me out, block me for your chat, I really don't care. I don't find you entertaining. And let's talk about this, Honest Row. Why are you lying to that man about his singing ability? Hold on one damn minute. Hold on, let me just, I got a lot of things that just came up in my head about this motherfucker. All right, let's talk about this. I honestly feel that Brian wants to be a white, slim man. Why is he always singing white tunes that we ain't never heard of? Now, mind you, I ain't never heard, no, and this is nothing to my white audience. I ain't never seen that Negro sing no black songs. No black. So he always singing Kelly Clark, whatever her name, Kelly Clarkson, Taylor Swift, all that. But he ain't never sung no black. He ain't never sung no black songs. Can anybody mention? Do y'all hear him? Is he singing Sexy Red? I don't hear him singing no Sexy Red. Chris Brown? Nope. Do he even know who Chris Brown is? No. I ain't never heard it. Nothing. No popular tunes. Nothing. Nothing. Get sexy. He ain't even talk about they not us. Not like us. No, not like us. No, nothing. He definitely not like us. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Let's be real. Brian not like us. He seriously wants to be a country white man or a country white woman. I'm serious. He's singing these crazy songs over there. And I'm like, okay. And then let's talk about it. Why are you talking to yourself 5 different people? There's at least 2 people here talking to, and they all in the same body. Brian, should I go over there and take this Majourna? Yeah, you should, because you gonna be looking fine and sexy. How sexy I'm gonna be looking? Oh, I don't know, Brian. You gonna be looking real good and sexy. Oh yeah, you think so? Yeah, Honest Row don't even know what he gonna see when I get this Majourna. He talking to himself. Who do that? Who do that? Like he have a full-fledged own conversation. It ain't nobody there. I'm like, what? What? I'm just saying. It's just sounds good, Brickhead. Thank you. We'll look forward to seeing you when you come back. Okay, just stay away from that. The gorilla with braces. Okay. What's up, left-handed Libra with your right-handed self? On board says, so you did allow Brian to inadvertently get Honest Road to expose his private health information. I never heard any private information, medical information that Honest Road. He didn't say anything. Honest Road, someone who likely has some type of mental delay or learning disability. I don't think so. I don't think so. I did not lie. How did I lie? I said that he was saying that the man was threatening to put out his information and he was tiptoeing. That's all I said. That's all. It's Brian that's out here threatening to release it. And I think, I don't know what the hell happened, but then you got Quanti and Dovey involved. What in the, why are you talking to these people, y'all? Quanti over there, Dovey over there saying, oh yeah, the Honest Road got it. And then Randall and Dovey ran over there, shared it with Quanti. Dovey got some theory that the reason why Honest Road, y'all crazy. The reason Honest Road wears those scarves on his head is because he got lesions. What? I'm like, first of all, Honest Road, why are you talking to these people? It's just like, don't you have nobody to talk to? And then let's not forget, he travels across the country to go meet someone that he finds attractive. That's all that was. That is called lust and vanity. Shakim, Lord have mercy. Let me tell y'all something. That Negro is not going to Vegas because he is afraid of getting picked up by the local PD and placed in jail. Okay? I don't think he's delayed. I just think he has delayed answers so that he goes through a process of elimination mentally so that he thinks he gives the right answer to the people he's talking to. But from what I understand, I think he is maybe highly intelligent and highly productive at his job. I don't know anything about his job. I'm just going on what people are saying. But I don't think he's delayed. I just think maybe, you know what? Let me take that back. He's socially delayed, but I think maybe professionally advanced. That's what I would say. Or educationally advanced, but socially delayed for sure. He's going across the country to meet, and let me just say, this is all about lust and vanity. I feel that Shakim presented something to him that he always wanted, and he would, if Shakim was in South Africa, he probably would travel to South Africa to go meet someone that he felt that he wanted of that, because this all lust. That's all it is. You're not gonna go over there and meet somebody that you don't even know to LA, and then on top of that, now go to DC to meet the same person. That's all in that background. And let me just tell you something. Shakim is I'm gonna call he's a gigolo. He's a gigolo. I feel that he provides services for people, whether it be conversation, I don't know, other shows for people for financial monetary gain or for future monetary gain and, advancement and affinity, meaning they come deeply entrenched in their relationship online. That's how I feel. I mean, y'all know, y'all see it. And I feel Honest Rose got some fantasies that he wants to live out. And currently he cannot live them out with Brian, but he could definitely live them out with Shaquille. Okay. Y'all, I mean, it don't take rocket science to figure that out. Okay, so child, that's that. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? That's my synopsis of the whole situation. All right, let's see what else we got on the agenda, real quick. Yeah, we talked about it. It's a whole male soap opera. I just, I don't know. I just feel Honest Road is kind to a fault. I don't know. I don't know nothing about that man outside the scope of this entertainment application. And what I'm saying may be completely wrong. And LeBron, he he jealous. That's what I would say. He jealous. He's on the hunt there. I don't think he's kind. I think he's manipulative and delayed. I do think Honest Roll has a good spirit in his heart, but I do feel that if you cross him, you know, you may experience his wrath. That's what I feel. I don't think Honest Roll is outwardly manipulative. Is he delayed? Yes, he may be socially delayed. Because let me tell you something. I mean, he had the funds and the wherewithal to get from wherever he lives to California. So that's what I got to say about that. All right. Next up, we got to talk about the male soap, but Kimmy returns, but why? So Kimmy returned, but why? Nah. Oh, you say he's high function? Okay, he may be high function. I'm not a whatever they call them, psychotherapist or whatever. I don't know the correct terminology, but I'm just going based on the casual observation of a viewer. Now Kimmy returns, but why? Now I remember Kimmy on Joyce's platform saying that she would not come back here, she would not do no commentary. But lo and behold, Kimmy shows up. Was it Friday? Hmm. I feel Kimmy was incentivized by monetary contributions to her to come back and give what the people were requesting. That's the only thing that I could see. I felt that Kimmy really wasn't. No, yeah, she really wasn't into the broadcast. She was there. She brought, her level, but her level was not there. And let me tell you why. She featured some people, and I'm not going to mention their name because they look for their name to be mentioned to give them energy to do whatever they want to do or to make content. And I don't feel like giving that to them right now. But read between the lines. If you saw the live, you know who definitely I'm talking about. But I felt that that particular person gave, incentivized her to come live. There was mentioning of her in that broadcast, and I just feel like, okay, I see this. I honestly feel like Kimmy was financially incentivized, and that's it. That's it. That's all I can say to that. And then I could tell she really didn't want to do it. It was she said, "I'm gonna drop my link." Did she drop the link? If anyway, she says if anyone wants to come up, and like she left in 3 seconds. What? What? How you gonna just say I'm gonna drop a link and then in 3 seconds? I don't know if she dropped it or not because I was not looking at the chat. But after saying that, you gone and you playing your outro. Come on, I see that she didn't want to be here, but like I say, when people are putting money in your pockets, that changes things that you want to do. Kimmy gained a lot of weight. Is Kimmy pregnant? I don't know. I don't know anything about that lady being able to bear children, so don't look into that. But maybe I don't know. I'm a man, so I have to be careful about when I comment about women's aesthetics. When it comes to that, certain things I have to be careful what I say, or the pro women people will come after me. But yeah, so that's that. I really don't have much to say about her broadcast. I thought it was interesting she came back, but that was it. So, all right, Brianna triggered me, and let's talk about this to close out the broadcast. Brianna did trigger me, but it wasn't the Brianna that you think. It was the Brianna that she brought over to her channel and interviewed and now dogging out. Like what, Brianna? But in this instance, that Brianna, that lady, that woman that lives in Ohio, got Carlos to come move in with her, and she was lying to the police that he was doing things to her, like saying that he was, I guess, hitting. I don't know, but the way that lady was yelling at that man. Now, I'm not a person that believes in hitting women, but what I don't like is when a woman is incentivizing police to come and like do the most. The way that woman was screaming, while the man I think he called the police, but nonetheless, she was screaming. Now let me say something. I don't know who's around that lady, but the way she was screaming, "Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!" I was like, hold on. You better. And the man was not being confrontational. He wasn't hitting her back. He wasn't doing anything that warranted that kind of aggressive tone. Because let me tell you something. People react, and when they hear a woman yelling at that high of a decibel level, they think that the man is being an aggressor or the man is doing something outrageously wrong, and the man is wrong. And at that time, the police were in the conversation, whether it be through dispatch or whatever. And you don't know if the dispatcher is relayed to the police officer, get over there now. I fear for this woman, that he. I just felt like, yo, I don't know if I could have kept my composure in that situation. Meaning, I said I would have hit the woman, but just like, yo, I would have definitely yelled back. I definitely would have been like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you screaming like that? Why are you trying to weaponize the police to have something bad happen to me? Like, I just felt like she was wrong in so many instances. And I had to, I don't know. I don't know if I turned off Brianna Live after that because I just felt like that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. That's the misuse of your femininity to come against that man and make things seem more worse than they really were. That was just terrible. Um, so that's what I have to say about that situation. If y'all know about it, y'all know about it, what I'm talking about. If not, not. And I just, ugh, it's relationships are so complicated, so complicated, especially theirs. You're homeless, you got a child, and you're dealing with a manipulative person like that. Uh, all right, y'all. Well, that's been the show for tonight. I will drop my link. If you want to, feel free to send a gesture for $Sirking Crown. I hope. Oh, wait a damn minute. Hold on. I forgot to comment about this. I did not put it in the agenda, but I did put it in the title. Sassy and YouTube cameras. Look, I watched the broadcast and I wrote a comment, but I did not send it. Meaning, I was like, do I really want to get in this? But I want to say this. I do not like the way that Sassy talks to YouTube cameras. She talks down, and it's not an equal banter because YouTube cameras never goes back at Sassy. Not saying that she can't, because we've seen how she come at some men, especially Rob and Big Man TV. But it's so off-putting the way that Sassy talks to YouTube cameras. I hate it. And hate is a strong word, but I've had my experience with Sassy. But I hate the way that she sits up there and speaks condescendingly to her. She also took a dig at YouTube's cameras moderators, and I forget the word that she used, but pretty much said, "Oh, the good moderators are here, not something, 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 something." She described them as, and then she like dogs YouTube cameras out. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. Or what are you talking? And then sometimes Sassy don't even know what she's talking about because she done missed the live that YouTube camera has seen. And they said, "Oh, that happened yesterday." Which if you would shut up and stop trying to dog out YouTube cameras, you would have understood when it happened. But that's their own fight to figure out. I don't like it. I don't think that Sassy has to be so condescending and just so overbearing. And Sassy knows this because everybody's had these same gripes with her since she's been on this platform. But I feel that she's taking advantage of YouTube cameras, kindness, or whatever. And people are like, "Oh, it's a great dynamic." No, it's not a great dynamic. It's a great dynamic because YouTube cameras allowing that shit to happen. And it's so off-putting because it doesn't need to happen. Be happen. It doesn't. It doesn't have. She doesn't have to say that. Like, you don't have to be that way. You want to be that way because she's not giving you the pushback, and she's allowing you a comfortable chair to sit beside her and say things that don't really need to be said. Say that shit to the people in the chat. Say that shit about the people that you're coming about. But why are you going to talk down to that lady like that? And I think a lot of people feel the way I feel. Take a poll on that. It's like you do too much. Like you know, we know you gotta like you have a personality, you have a presence, but sometimes it's just too much. Like chill, take a chill pill, for real, pronto, quickly, expeditiously. All right, so that's what I got to say about that. Because I did put that in there and I left that out in the agenda. Like I said, if you want to, feel free to send a gesture dollar sign King Crown. I am going to drop the link right now. And feel free to come up, share your comments about what we talked about from Kamala Harris to, you know, Romeo and Big Romeo and their love saga going on. Let me talk about the Ness and Lemon thing going. That whole situation, Ness didn't do her homework. She was ready to go off on Lemon for no reason. For what I saw, like she thought that he had said something bad about her, and I was just like, mm. And like I told Ness, I hopped on Ness's pen. I said, Ness, this is getting about business now. This is about real life business. You're meeting people now, and you have this person, Shakim, who you're allowing to cause mayhem. Like I said, like Shakim has been allowed to infiltrate this area while the rest of the other people have been dismissed because he augments their broadcast and he brings some form of an entertainment component that they like and enjoy, right? But but he has a history behind him, a history of dishonesty, a history of deception, a history of meddling. All that was to meddle, say bad, to get Lemon to say bad shit about Ness so that he can sit up there and take that back to Ness and cause division. Because right now he's envious of what everybody got over here. He mad at Lemon about motherfucking redirects. What? Get your own shit. You shouldn't have to worry about people redirecting you because that's the atypical form of inauthenticity, right? Inauthenticity. You're not being authentic. You have to rely on somebody else's following and hope that they come over there to see you. But like I said, this is getting into a real world business now where she's relying on this dude. You don't even know if the guy could travel. I'm surprised that they're relying on someone who may not even be there. Like you're saying, oh, this guy's going to marry us. What? Has he shown the ability to even leave? Well, he has shown the ability to leave his house, but to only go down the street to pick up to pick up items down at the gas station. But you're wanting him to go travel, hop on a plane. I mean, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't. I think y'all better come up with somebody else that might be there, that might be able to wed y'all. And I don't. What's the purpose of wedding? Like, ain't that weird to y'all? And I'm not knocking Lemon. I'm more so knocking Ness. What's the purpose of y'all being wed and we know it's not true? What's up, lady Sparkle Crystal? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being. That's weird to me. Like, what's the purpose of? We already know what's going to happen. I guess I don't know. Maybe there's more to it. But why? That's weird. Why? Lemon is going to wed Ness. I mean, the surprise is kind of taken out of the trip, right? I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't know. Stephanie D says, yeah, Sassy is something else. The people thinking she is more relevant than she is. I don't think people really think she's relevant. She's just making herself relevant by popping up on panels. And I think that she's using YouTube's cameras platform to enhance that relevancy. I mean, you get your hustle on the way you get your hustle on, but I mean, don't disrespect her. You know, because I could see that only going two ways. She gonna have to bite back at you, and that's not gonna end well. Or people gonna start getting in YouTube cameras' ear, say, "Yo, we don't like this situation." I mean, like I said, is it gonna become the Sassy Camera Show? I'm just saying. Or are y'all gonna sit there behind the scenes and have a productive conversation of how to have I mean, because I literally get upset. Like I literally get upset at the way she treats and talks to YouTube cameras because nobody should be talked to do that way like that, especially when they're not being equally sarcastic. If YouTube cameras was being equally sarcastic and shading Sassy the way she throws, derogatory digs at YouTube cameras, okay, I'm cool. She getting her licks in too, but I rarely see that. And he'd be like, girl, get it together. What are you talking about? We don't even know what you're talking about. Like, really, you gotta talk to somebody like that? I hope you don't talk to people like that in your real life. I'm saying, because anyway. All right, that's what I gotta say. Sorry, detached. I gotta keep it 100. I just be over there watching. I'll be like, damn, why you gotta talk to people like that? Why? Oh yeah. Anything else? Anything else? Any other questions? You've been on live for about an hour and 30 minutes. So if you have any questions, feel free to hit the link and tell us what you think. But other than that, that's about it, y'all. That's about it. The Brian saga has taken up most of the stuff. Vegas is going to keep going on until we we get there. I mean, I can't believe we're already through the month of July. Oh wow, we got a guest coming up, and I do want to say thank you to this guest for hitting the link. Hold on, guest.
I want to thank you, everybody, for sharing your life with me. You gave me so much, you made me happy. Your love's been amazing. I know I couldn't make it without you. You, without your love. Thank you.
What's up, Philly T? How you doing?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm gonna be real quick because the boss is in here. My son, he's think I'm his wife. I don't know. Anyway, uh, that medication you were talking about, and I told
Yeah,
you earlier in the broadcast that I, am a diabetic. So I'm walking. Forgive me. Uh, Train is coming by.
no problem.
And they put me on Ozempic originally. Right. This is when I kind of during COVID. That stuff had me so sick and it gave me pancreatitis. I was in the hospital like two or three different times from that medication, right?
Mm-hmm.
So remember when you were telling us about your kidney stone situation.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a situation on my own because I told my new doctor I can't have Ozempic.
Mm-hmm.
So she gave me something in a pill form called Jeez, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it was a pill. I took it for a couple of days and I was like terribly sick from it.
Mm.
So when I read up on it, it was nothing but a pill form of Ozempic. I was so sick. My stomach was sore. Like I was sick as a dog. And it really took me almost a week and a half for it to get out of my system.
Mm.
So if you're going to get on these shots, you have to understand that, another thing, what I wanted to mention. Sorry, I'm talking fast, but I got something on the stove
That's right.
and I'm trying to walk. uh, these medications are meant for diabetics, right? So they know how it's going to work in the system of a diabetic. They don't necessarily do the research on how it's going to work for non-diabetics. So basically, they're marketing them as weight loss medications, but you got to be careful.
Mm.
And they have like 4 or 5 different ones out there now. You got to try to make sure it's meant for you because that stuff could take you out of here. And yeah, so don't depend on it. If you have to use it for a minute to help restart your metabolism, do that. But please don't rely on it. You know what I'm saying? Like you still have to diet, exercise, and get more dependent on changing your mindset about how you handle yourself and your health
Yep.
rather than the injection. Because what will happen is when they're no longer giving it to you,
Mm.
you'll gain that weight back times 20.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like, what's going to happen when it stops? You know?
What's going to happen is it's going to change the chemistry of your body, you know, and I'm only speaking from a person of experience. I didn't lose weight from Ozempic. Like I said, they were giving it to me because my diabetes was out of control. And all it did was put me in the hospital
Mm.
because obviously it's something in it that I am allergic to. Which is why I got my fat ass out here, excuse my French, right now, out of breath walking. Because last year I lost 30 pounds. And
Okay.
I'm a potato chip away from gaining it all back. I
That's great. Great. I feel you.
so it's like it's there right now. Instead of them marketing it towards diabetics like it should be, they're using it as this miracle drug
Yeah.
for weight loss, but they're not telling people that you also have to get your head together, learn how to eat properly, learn how to, exercise properly. Because right now, diabetics can't even get the medication because you got
Mm.
people with money that's purchasing it.
Right.
You have people using it. And see, here's another reason why insurance companies will pay for it for people that's overweight, because obesity is considered a public health crisis. And so when you're no longer of the weight that they feel that you're obese, then they will take you off, or you'll have to start paying for it yourself. They don't have them kind of dollars. I think
Mm.
it's horrible that they even let people purchase the medication and people who actually need it can't get it.
Well, let me tell you this: Elon Musk had gained a lot of weight, even to the point where his daddy had called him a fat ass or something like that. Right. So he started taking it and he lost it. So you know.
Well, guess what? It's a damn shame that Elon Musk daddy called him fat ass, but he could afford to do whatever he want. He looked like a goddamn robot anyway. So I ain't worrying about Elon Musk. I'm worried about us black folks that's falling for these pharmaceutical scams.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand, you go to the doctor's office, their job is to sell you whatever the pharmaceutical company is selling them.
Mhm.
Everybody's getting a kickback, and they make it like it's a magic wand, and it really isn't. Because what they don't tell you is that this shit can really take you out of here. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't use it or whatever, but they have several different types out here. Make sure it's one that will absolutely go along with your chemistry and things like that, because I'm telling you, it put me in the hospital. Ozempic put me in the hospital, and they put me on a pill form about a month ago. I didn't even know, and not for weight loss, for my diabetes. And all of a sudden I got so sick, I read up on it, and then it's the pill form of Ozempic.
Mm.
That's why I'm saying you gotta like really research this stuff. You can't trust your doctors. They will tell you anything because they're gonna get paid off of it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me take my fat ass around this corner one more time and then get back in here before my son have a heart attack. He turned I won't say how old, but too grown to be keeping tabs on me.
Mm. Well, that means he care and he loves you. That's a good
Yeah, cause child, I can't even get a boyfriend,
thing.
but he got a girlfriend.
Mm.
Creeping his ass in here 5 o'clock in the morning like I ain't peeking out of one eye.
Oh,
All right, y'all have a good rest of your evening, and
well,
yeah, I'll talk
well,
to you
thank you
later,
for the tea.
SK.
I'm sure your testimony, is allowed a lot of people to, well, give a lot of people a lot of insight in
Well,
what
you
you need.
can't really trust these doctors is the
No.
thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they will say, "Here, take this.
Mm.
This will do this, and it'll do that." But you have to care more about your own self. You can't put your trust in the hands of a doctor because
No.
me and my medical studies, a lot of people don't know that back in the 50s and 60s and all that, they used to tell people to smoke cigarettes for breathing problems. That's the truth.
Mm.
You can look it up. Then later on, they decided, oh, well, this contributes to breathing problems. But before, they did used to tell people who had asthma to smoke. So that's what I'm saying. Like the
Mm.
same way the beef sector as what was that soap opera, The Days of Our Lives.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with the doctors and everything else. Every day some new drug, some new something is coming out. And if you're going to go for it, they're going to give it to you. So figure that part out.
You still
I,
gotta
Anyway,
check your banner.
I,
I got
I,
to
I,
do what?
as though they were saying, okay, so as you were talking, Urban Critic came up and Baps. I know.
Hey, Bab. Hey, Urban Critic.
Hey,
I haven't
Um,
talked to Urban Critic since Stereo.
can you guys hear my voice?
Yes, we can.
Oh, God. Yes, we can hear your voice.
Billy T, what's going on, homegirl?
Nothing much. You heard what I said. I'm trying to
Yeah,
walk. I'm walking the fat off because that shit ain't putting me in the grave. No,
I
sir.
remember.
But anyway, I ain't no doctor, but I am a nurse and I see a lot of stuff, or at least I have. So I'm just giving up a little bit of knowledge from what I know. Anyway, Urban Critic, you keep on with your sexy voice self. And Bap, I'm gonna talk to y'all later on. You
I
and
like that
SK.
outfit. I like that outfit, Philly T. That's black girl magic right there.
No, that's Superwoman, baby. That's Superwoman. I had to come up through some shit. Since the last time we talked, Urban Critic, I lost my 24-year-old son. A lot of shit be happening. So if I don't put my cape on, you know,
Amen.
shit, I'm still living. I got to keep on keeping
Right.
on.
Yeah,
So
all have a lot to be thankful for, despite the trials and tribulations we go through. You can always find something to be thankful for sure.
as much as I would love to let you talk to me for the rest of the night, I gotta get in my house now because my son will be like, "Mom, where are you at?" He don't say that when he ain't in here with that little girlfriend. Took that little girl to the goddamn spot, her and her mammy.
Ooh.
And I said, "Well, why you ain't take me? You ain't wanna go." I said, "You ain't even asked me." Well, I could tell you why that is, SK. Cause he know I probably wouldn't approve of this little hussy or her mammy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he don't want me to meet him. Cause I'm traditional. I don't play a lot of them games, you know what I mean? Cause I ain't trying to raise nobody goddamn child. No, sir. We got an agreement. So y'all have a good day. I'm going in the house now. And I'll talk to y'all later on. See you later. See you,
All
Urban
right,
Critic. Nice
Felicity.
talking to you again.
All
Thank you.
right,
For,
Felicity.
All right, bye
Many blessings to you. Many blessings.
bye. See y'all.
take
All
care,
right.
Felicia. Thank you for coming up. All righty. I want to say hello to a couple of people. What's up, Adora? How you doing? What's your adorable self? And Vonda TV. Thank you for being here. Hope you're having a great day. Hello, Baps and Urban Critic.
King of Late
Hey,
Night.
If you say so.
The YouTube Arsenio Hall.
Mm. No, I think Lemon's that now, right?
What is going on, Sir King? I don't. Do I remember Babs? Was Babs? I think that name sounds familiar. Has she been around for a while?
Oh yeah, she's always been over here.
Yeah, that name sounds
mostly in
very
the chat
familiar.
though.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've seen the chat. She
I
don't hear
miss
Ace too often.
greetings to you, Babs, and to your chat, Sir King. Greetings to everyone out there. I missed your
Hey.
earlier commentary on the election, but that's what I picked a link to chat about. But I'm gonna let
Oh,
Babs go ahead and do her thing.
that's what I came up here for too. I was like, did y'all see that Joe Biden's brother came out basically saying that a lot of the reason why Biden resigned, well, not resigned because he didn't resign, why he dropped out the election was health related.
I didn't see that. It was how long ago did that come out?
Mm, about 4 or 5 hours ago, maybe. It was
Mm,
you can look up Frank Biden.
okay, all right. Um, well, is anybody surprised that Biden dropped out? Did you guys feel like he was going to
Surprise? No.
drop out? I mean,
Upset? Yes.
being reelected, running for reelection, because he's going to hold the office until a new president is selected. But are either one of
Yeah, I'm
you?
not surprised, but I was upset by it.
What about you, Sir King?
Oh, I don't know. I mean,
Did
mm,
you have a gut? Did you have a gut feeling? Was
when
it kind of
yeah, when they
just
came out
in
with
the
that,
air?
when they came with that whole COVID thing, I'm like, okay, I see the play. I see the play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The
After the
COVID thing.
debate, it was obvious that the establishment Democrats wanted him to drop out.
Well, you know what's interesting during the debate? One of the first things I noticed. So the debate was held. You know, most of our media is liberal. When we're talking politics, most of our media is liberal slanted, and the liberal side of the house often hosts these debates. But I noticed right away they weren't giving Biden any shorts. They were being very tough on him.
Hmm.
Generally, softball, the Democratic president when he's going up against a Republican in a debate. But I noticed it right away when I saw that. I said, "Oh man, the they've turned their back on Biden already." I saw it
And
in the
that post
debate.
debate coverage was insane. Also, that is definitely when I knew the media and the establishment Democrats did not want him to be their candidate.
Yeah, I saw it during the debate. Um, it's going to be an interesting year.
Yeah.
Kamala saying that she's going to run and she's looking for the Democratic, nomination. But I read ball a little bit, Sir King, and yeah, there's a million scenarios that can happen between now and then. There's not a lot of time though. Time is running out. This is going to be one of the most craziest election years ever. The stock
So
market's going to be all over the place.
yeah. So let me ask you this, Urban.
Yeah.
For Obama to be so involved in this, what do you read into that? Because the
Well,
reason why I asked that is because he's pretty much sacrificing his name because this all has to play out favorably. Because if it doesn't, then he's pretty much opened like the gateway to Trump with his own involvement. You get what I'm saying? Because it seems like he was the galvanizer or the one who put this in motion with Biden.
yeah, yeah. Well, there's a famous quote. There's a famous quote by Obama in reference to Joe Biden. It goes, "Never underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to F stuff up." So, by that, yeah, you can Google that. Go ahead and Google. Those of you out there listening to, go ahead and Google that. Obama said that. He said, "Never underestimate the ability of Joe Biden to F stuff up." Um, so, based on that, it wasn't supposed to be such a candid, it was kind of caught, on film, but it shows you, where his opinion of Joe has been, and he also took some time to even recommend Biden when Obama was leaving office. But yeah, as far as the Obama connection, um,
Do you think he would put himself as VP?
all those are possibilities. There really is. This would make a great movie.
For
Obama,
sure.
Obama can legally, 100% legally, be vice president. That is true. Whether or not he can
So
go from vice president, to president is a constitutional legal challenge. So you're getting real deep in there into constitutional law.
right.
Some people
So
say, go ahead, Sir King.
so why I was saying we know how Trump likes, especially with his Supreme Court appointees, or how he's been able to do this.
Yeah.
Appoint those to the Supreme Court. So why, if Trump has shown the willingness to play the political game the way in which he does, why don't Obama play it the same way, or the Democratic Party play it the same way and say, "Hey, we got a chance to do things, make some chess moves, and this is one of them."
They don't have the footing to do that, SK.
One of them, as far as making Obama becoming vice president and yada
Yeah,
yada.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a great question, and it's a possibility still. It really is.
Because
It's all open. It's all
right,
open until the convention. Go ahead.
because Trump wouldn't. Let me say, Trump would not give second thought to will this be okay. He would do it.
Yeah, yeah.
But if it goes to a challenge with the Supreme Court, you have what 4 conservative justices now. He would lose, and so
He would.
it's like,
What do you mean in reference to the Supreme Court, as far as what legal challenge?
if they were to say, okay, they're challenging. You were talking about Obama having the possibility of being president after being vice president, right? If
Right.
that
Yeah.
were ever brought to the Supreme Court, they would not find it in his favor.
The only way Obama could win, not win, but the only way Obama could be elected again would be if the person in office, for example, if it was Kamala, if she got deathly ill or something traumatic happened. That's what the constitutional crisis would happen. Something traumatic would have to happen to Kamala, and then it would go into this. One part of it, the 22nd Amendment says, there's really no prohibition for it, but there's other legal challenges that could completely wipe that out. So it will become a constitutional crisis. And you might be right with the Supreme Court, with Trump loading up the Supreme Court. the conservatives, there's a high possibility, especially if you look at their recent rulings, they probably would X that out.
Yeah. You have a Supreme Court right now led by John Roberts. You have Clarence Thomas. You have Alito. You have what is her name, Comey Barrett, and I forgot that other guy's name, Gorsuch, and all. They would not find it in Joe Biden. I mean, in Obama's favor if there were some sort of challenge that went to the Supreme Court.
So then, if they ruled not Obama, then it would be the Speaker of the House.
That's who's next in line.
Yeah.
I don't even think so. The way that I think this is going to play out.
Give me 1 second, Sir King. I gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. Thank you, Urban.
Yeah, the way I think this is going to play out is I think they're going to back Kamala, and I think right now they're focusing on who her VP nominee is going to be, and I think it's going to end up being more middle ground white male. That's what I believe.
Maybe Gavin Newsom.
No, can't be Newsom because Newsom is from California.
What
That
does
would
that mean?
violate the 12th Amendment. They both from Cali.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Who I think it would be is the governor of Kentucky. But that's just my thought.
What do you think about the discussion now and this was pretty much stated in the beginning of our live, that Black people say they're not gonna vote?
They say that every year. So it's like it's gonna be what it's gonna be. If people don't come out and vote, what can you say, right? Whether it's Kamala Harris or whoever would get picked in an open convention. It just is what it is. You can't control for people not voting.
So let me ask you this next question, as I discussed earlier. How about these? Because this was the situation when Joe Biden was the nominee, but because we have a lot of Black artists or influencers in the Black culture to outright support Trump, do you think they now should take a second look at that endorsement now that things have changed? No?
I don't think they will. You had those Black artists who are supporting Trump because Trump is going to give tax cuts to them. I don't see why they would change their stance in favor of their own economic benefit just because Kamala Harris might be the presidential candidate. That wouldn't benefit them.
When it comes to Trump has been able to get some high profile African American celebrities on his team, like 50 Cent, and others like what's his name, the dark skinned dude, little short dark skinned that Trump got out of jail.
Kodak Black.
There's other people that have hinted, Ice Cube has for the most part Ice Cube was on board with Trump. Who else? You had the what's her name? Amber? What the heck is her name?
Yeah, Amber Rose.
There's a few. Kanye. Yeah, Kanye. There's a few
when he's not running.
Right. There's a few that so you have this handful of Black celebrities that have said, what's her name? Sexy Red's another one.
Oh Lord.
And it may change, Sir King, because of the fact that a Black female, even though she has never really identified as Black until recently, she's been more identified with her Indian side, and the media has represented her as an Indian politician. But it may happen. It's up in the air.
Can I challenge that? How we said that's the narrative about Kamala, right? That she hasn't identified as Black, but she went to an HBCU and pledged the Divine Nine sorority. So at some point, she did identify with Black culture.
Yeah, I'm talking about like her political career. She shied away from. So when you start running for office, when you hear people that like to use this term narratives, this comes from the media and this comes from politics. That's where that phrase comes from. People started adopting it because they started hearing it so much, especially when
the audio is cutting out
because there's so much going on. Oh, are you not able to hear me, Sir King?
Can you say that last sentence? That last statement. We hear you, but your audio cut out. So that last statement, can you just repeat it?
I'm in a hotel, and hotels are famous for poor reception. Are you hearing me better?
Hmm.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. I just think that with that
Okay.
instance, that's all we couldn't hear.
Okay. I was saying that. So when you run for office, so you guys have heard this term people throwing around these days called narratives being spun. You're hearing that a lot lately, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So that comes from politics, and that comes from the media. The media writes narratives. Politicians and the strategists, they write narratives. So that was borrowed from the media and from those from the political front. Um, and people start paying attention to stuff like that when Trump started running. So when you run for office, there's an entire agenda behind what you do. But for Kamala, when she started running for office, she felt like it was better for her to not push a narrative that she was black in her political career. But she did. She went to HBCU. It helped to pay for college. So you find it a lot when it comes to politics, is people jumping around to suit whatever the agendas are. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she hasn't. It's not a thing that she hasn't ever identified with her black heritage. She definitely is leaned into being Indian also, but she's biracial, so it is what
She
it
is
is.
biracial. Yep. Her father. You have to Google what Kamala Harris's father said. Just Google Kamala Harris's father speaks out and see what her own father said about her, who's Jamaican. But
And then
um,
somebody, I think it was Cheryl, who wrote that Trump was saying that Harris is worse than Biden. That's what Trump is supposed to say,
it is. It is what. Yeah, it is what he's going to say. He's running for office.
right?
Politics is a dirty, 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 dirty game. It really
Yeah, their
is.
whole narrative on Harris is going to be about her sleeping with whoever her boss was. I forgot his name. That's the whole narrative that they're going to have out there about Kamala Harris, and I think that's
Right.
going to backfire.
They're going to dig into that. They're going to dig into the worst of the worst. Remember when Trump ran the first time, and the whole clip came out about grab him by the,
Yeah,
where so, they're going to dig into, you have what's called political operatives, and their job is to go out there and dig up the
find
dirt.
the worst of the worst about you, right?
Yeah, go out there and dig up the dirt.
Yeah, they say
Yeah.
Kamala's Harris' father, Donald J. Harris, is a Jamaican American economist and professor at Stanford University.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he did an interview some years ago, and he spoke about his daughter pretty candidly, as far as race and things like that, and who she identified as. But um, this is going to be, there's this saying, the best of times and the worst of times. That's where we're headed. The economy's going to be
Yeah.
all over the place. Gas is going to be all over the place. Grocery prices are going to be all over the place. We're headed into some dark waters
So,
for sure.
so do you think it's going to be an economic reset? Because I was just reading something about how we're so much in debt, right? So, we talked about the last time the de-dollarization, right?
Yeah.
So, do you feel like this is an orchestrated plan to maybe financially reset and then have us go to a new currency?
When you say you feel like this is I didn't catch the last part, so can you say it again?
I just feel like I just think that they're moving steps or putting things in play in motion to maybe reset the economy.
And who would be we?
Maybe be more of a global currency.
Who okay, but who wants to reset everything specifically?
Like I said, the whole de-dollarization, right? So I feel
Right.
like when I feel that China and Russia are tired of having the basis for the economic currency be the American dollar.
Petrodollar, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that they want it to be a global currency. That's more like the BRICS.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole thing, I feel like they want it to be a global currency to take away one, right, the power of the United States, but
Right.
also make it fair, I guess you could say.
You broke up there. Your voice
Maybe
drifted.
to be fair, be fair, like a digital currency,
Mhm.
cryptocurrency more. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah. So tie that into in relation to the election. What was were you tying that into the election?
I was thinking that Trump may be more open to that than
Mm.
the
Yeah,
Biden administration.
that's a good. That's actually a good. That's some very good forethought there because
That's yeah.
Trump running for election. So people are when they're not running for nothing. When you run for office, you're not running because you say, "Well, I woke up today, scratched my back, and I want to be president."
Right.
But there's an agenda for sure. There's always an agenda, and Trump being a billionaire has some very powerful friends. If you don't think that, it's no different than when I hang out with my partners, or we golf, we have some cigars, we talk crap, we tell military war stories, and we look out for one another, right? And that's for anyone, your circle of friends. It's
Right.
no different when you're running for president, running for congressman. They have friends in those places, right?
Well,
That need something.
I
They
think
need something, right?
I think
I
he
could call you and say, hey,
owns.
so King, can you let's just say you are the owner of a Mercedes Benz dealership,
Hmm.
right? We hang out, we smoke cigars together, we're buddies, we're fraternity brothers. I call you up and say, hey man, my daughter's buying a Mercedes. Hey, I got you, Irvin. Sit her down. I'm gonna hook you up. That's how life works.
Hmm.
So Trump's friends, there's an agenda there.
I think
You
he
have to
owns some very powerful friends.
right. So you have to dig into that and see who are his friends. Look at who he put in office and appointed to various positions. Same thing with Biden. Look at who they put in their administration. That gives you a good idea. If you want to assess a politician, look who they put in powerful positions. What industry they came from. That's a very good way to assess where they are. But some good forethought there, Sir King, and
Yeah,
good question.
yeah,
Very good question.
I'm just because I don't think Putin likes being sanctioned and
Oh
all
yeah,
the
we know
other.
that for sure. Yeah, we know that for sure that Putin would love to have Trump on his side, Trump back on his side.
For sure.
But on the other hand, though, Putin has learned to survive and not depend on the United States. And Putin be a master, he's considered a chess master. Right now, even he's going to take advantage of what Trump will offer. But long term, I think at this point, long term, he thinks the U.S. is not a viable partner. So he's always going to protect his nation. So
Well,
I think he feels burned. And Trump's not going to be president forever. The next president, there'll never be another Trump. He's an
well,
anomaly. Trump is not a politician.
I mean, really, Putin only needs Trump right now, especially with dealing with Zelensky.
That's what I'm saying. That Putin can, being a chess master, he can see that this will work for
Mhm.
me right now. Trump being in office work for me
Right,
right now.
right.
Trump can be president forever. So Putin's thinking long-term strategy,
Mhm.
right, beyond this election. He's thinking long-term strategy, just like he put himself in position. I did Red Ball and see where you saw it. He put himself in position to basically be president forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Putin looks at long-term strategy. That goes into the importance of learning to play chess at a very young age. For those of you who are raising children, get your boys and your daughters to learning to play chess at a very early age because it teaches you strategic thinking. The earlier on you learn it and get that flowing through your brain to think strategically, 6, 7 moves ahead, it will definitely benefit them in their life for sure.
or to set up the steps.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why I hate when they say in our area, "Oh, you're manipulative." No, I mean, so you're supposed to be dumb? Like
Hmm.
you ask a person a question and you set up the line of question to reveal what you had started out your goal with. It's
Hmm.
just weird how we sometimes try to demonize strategic thinking and categorize it as being manipulative. You know,
Interesting. Yeah, I think you'll get that in this area because there's not, I will say, I remember Five saying strategic commentary, and I wonder where she learned that from. She
the
learned it from
army.
some,
I think.
well,
Well, I felt she used
not the
her
term comment, not putting the
not
term commentary
commentary, but she
behind.
she always would reference her military background and how she would go after her enemies. I wouldn't call them enemies, but you know what I mean. Her YouTube nemesis.
Right. Well,
And
she uses the term tracking. That's military jargon. Tracking is
I thought
military.
that was so weird. When I thought it was weird because I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we? I mean, to be applied here, So
Yeah, tracking is a military jargon. What that means is, are you understanding? Are you paying attention? Are you on board with what I'm saying? Are you tracking? That's old school military jargon. Uh,
interesting. Interesting.
yeah, but yeah, when it comes to being strategic, it's not really in these spaces. I've seen some elements of it though, but long term, long range strategic, I really haven't seen that. Uh,
I got this alliance going on now. We all know it's not real, but I think it's strategic in the sense that they're all able to benefit from it. So
yeah,
it's
short term. I have seen a lot of that, but I haven't seen it long term.
I don't
Fabi
think
might have.
this sector is built for long term alliances and things like that.
Yeah, it's still young. If people don't look at it this way, but VSEC is still an infant, right? What's it? 6, 7 years old.
yeah.
That's very young. The black sector's over 10 years older, over 10 years older than the B sector.
So that's interesting you say that. So why do you think that, and we know various portals have been opened, but why do you think that the black sector, the Mo 3 sector, is now seeking to come over here and really somewhat sometimes show the desperation of wanting to be included over here?
Let's see. Just Kimmy was monetized in what, a day?
Who did you
Brother
say?
Day.
Just Kimmy was monetized,
Uh,
I think, in a day. Was it a day? 24 hours, 48 hours, something like that. That only exists in the B sector. That kind of the name of the game is, how fast can you get to monetization for those who think in that way, right? In Texas region where the Mo3 sector comes from, there, it's a business. And if you go to Texas, what you'll notice is everybody's selling something, right? People are natural entrepreneurs out there just to survive. Everybody's selling something in Texas: a T-shirt, incense, drawers they stole from the dollar store. Everybody's selling. So there's an entrepreneur spirit, and you see that in the Mo3 sector. So the B sector stands out as a place where you can very easily get quick monetization, which is very unique to the B sector, and loyal supporters. Uh, but the primary thing is getting monetized. And
so Urban, why do you think that is?
why is I don't know, but the audience in the B sector though is it's unique to the B sector. I'll say that it's unique to the B sector. But look at your analytics. Look at your analytics and look at the age. Look at the age. You know this when looking at your analytics. Look at the ages. You're looking at 60 plus, over 50.
Mm.
So These are people that have a lot of free time and a lot of expendable income, right? And so that's an advantage. That's unique for the B sector, where people have money to spend if they feel like it. They've got money to spend if they feel like it. They can spend that money. That's a unique
Okay.
audience. That's a cultivated audience.
So that's the perfect segue into this Vegas thing. This
Uh
millionaire subscriber.
huh.
Do you think the sector is being juked around and played, or you think someone's going to really sit up there and put that kind of resource behind? And no disrespect to Ness, but I would say she's kind of like, I wouldn't say unproven, but an unsecured product.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning she's not 100% guaranteed to the return on investment that this particular person is investing in.
Yeah, it's I'll tell you this, sir. Do you remember? Well, of course you remember. Everyone else remembers. Remember Mama D?
Yes, I remember that lady.
Yeah. And do you remember the first time she came on camera? She was wearing gloves,
Mhm.
shades, hat pulled down, covering most of her face.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't know why she. I don't know why she was wearing gloves, but she had these gloves on that covered her hands completely. But in other words, what I'm saying is she was eccentric,
Mhm.
right? So she's eccentric, and so particularly when you become a senior, you can do what you want to do with your money. And if you played your cards right, for example, if you married a man that was in the military and he passed away, you're getting his retirement, plus you're getting Social Security, plus maybe you had a pension from your job, so you had a federal job, plus you're getting a pension from your federal job. That's doggone good money, right? We're talking well over 100K. What do you do with all that money when you're 60 plus years old? Right? And if you stumbled on a base sector, that's a gold mine. So there's some seniors out there that got some really deep pockets. So you never know, you never know. But what I'm saying about that is when a person is eccentric, they may just take a liking to someone like Mama just took a liking to you, right? This is television for a lot of people. A lot of people have abandoned, especially in this sector, people have
Mhm.
abandoned TV.
Oh yeah. And then I was telling people this is the new form of television where you can actually have a role in the outcome
There
Right.
you
So
go.
the
of the show.
interactive, it's
Yeah.
interactive
I
television.
think that answers
You-
your question right there, SK. If you're a
But
person who
but
has a
that.
large amount of money, right?
Mhm.
And you're invested enough in the B sector and you have the opportunity to contribute financially to a narrative and seeing it played out, why wouldn't you?
Right. It's controlling the entertainment. It's interactive TV. And look at, my personal opinion is people have borrowed from, well, not, I know for a fact people have borrowed from the B sector. I'm talking about established entertainment platforms like all these online um were subscription based entertainment platform. They definitely were watching the B sector during the pandemic and got some ideas about interactive content, and they definitely took the ball and ran. I've seen entertainment platforms borrow narratives, borrow uh, create characters from the characters in the B sector. All that's going on. The people are borrowing from the B sector left and right. You guys just don't realize that it's going on. They're stealing from the B sector left and right.
That was very interesting.
What I find interesting though is that no one has really reached back, except for Tasha K. No one has really reached back to the people. Tasha K has. She has her own media platform. She's actually establishing her own. She's in the works to establish her own entertainment platform. She has come down to the B sector and reached back and said, "Hey, look, I'm considering my own independent entertainment network. If you want to bring your show ideas to me, I got you." She's done that. But the other people who have gone on that have gotten, big time subscribers, people that were in the early inception, like Armand Wiggins, like T.S. Madison,
They
some of
don't.
the other
They
people.
well, Urban T.S. Madison told. I forgot what it was, but pretty much said, y'all gotta stop doing this. Yeah, I think it was with maybe she was speaking with VS. I don't know, but y'all gotta stop doing this. Pretty much like shunning what the area does, meaning the docs and all the invasion of privacy and all that other stuff. And that's what she was pretty much saying. I think they think the B set is bad for business.
Yeah,
Right.
because
Yeah.
you can get sued.
I got to take another call. I'll be right back, sir.
No problem. So yeah, so that's how I mean, and that's why I say I don't encourage that intentional invasion of privacy, and then they'll get mad and flood people's business establishments with, negative calls and stuff like to make their point. So
Yeah, it's a liability.
right, exactly. And then people who are not custom, like what the hell? What? People outside in the real world, get when we seen it. I'm not gonna reference that, but somebody's freedom was impacted by that. Insane.
It's been crazy.
Insane. Insane. Yeah, I mean that's a good point that Urban brought up regarding Mama D in hindsight of someone who can control or can try to control the narrative. I mean, I'm gonna admit to you, Mama D got certain privileges that others didn't. I mean, the frequent weird appearance on the platform and stuff like that, calling in and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
money does move
Money
things.
talks.
You know,
Money talks. Yeah. And it's a form of control. And I'm sure you've seen it not just with Mama D, but with a plethora of other people searching
Mhm.
over history. You've seen a lot of people that said, "Hey, look, I got this tier membership. I don't want to see this." Or,
Yeah.
"Hey, look, I gave you X number and I don't want to,
Right.
trying to take control of the ship."
And I think that's the predicament that Ness is in right now. Because I'm not saying that she'll fall out with that millionaire person, but
Uh-huh.
how far does she have to go to appease that person?
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah. And once you start taking, this applies to your life in general. Like, let's say you're a man who, for whatever reason, you decided to move in with a woman. And I don't recommend that to any guy. But
Why
you
not?
find yourself I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. But if you find yourself in a really tough situation, you have no options at all, and there's someone who you think that will hold you down, no. But you need to be, about your business as far as turning that around and getting out of there as soon as possible. But what ends up happening for a lot of men that move in with women is if they realize that, okay, now I gotta, I gotta, I am under this person's rule, right? What they say goes. Right, if they come home when you're playing video games, or what you doing playing video games? My rent is $1,600 a month.
Yeah.
So when you put yourself in a position where someone has power and authority over you because of their financial resources, then it becomes you boxed yourself in.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
definitely, when you're dependent upon. I don't think Ness is not dependent. I mean, I don't know, but I'll tell you though. I actually like Ness. I saw an episode 13 where Ness popped up on the show wearing an Avatar Nation hoodie.
She said she gave an Avatar Nation hoodie to a homeless person.
I think Ness is cool. She's naturally charismatic, and
But yes, but
go
she
ahead.
lacks severe insecurity. And
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I don't know her that well. You know what I mean? Just from what I've seen. But you can go much deeper into it than me. On the surface, I just seen her charisma.
well, yeah.
You're
I
saying
just
she's insecure?
we saw it when she left her live. She had Halloween. She had the biggest live going on. She left her live to go see what her opponents were doing, rather than focusing on what she had. So we all see she suffers from severe um, insecurity, but that's her own fight to fight. So.
Yeah, and what I'll say, I heard you say this before. I think research is a good training grounds for a lot of things outside of outside of this internet
Oh, for
economy,
sure.
internet ecological system, microcosm of society. It's a good training grounds because you're getting beat up, right? You're going through all these tests. You're jumping through hoops of people doxing you and attacking you and calling you all kinds of names and attacking your family. And there's lessons in all of that
Yeah.
you could pull over to your real life as to how to deal with
Well,
these type
uh, like we've been
of things.
discussing before, well, one is anger management. The other one is strategizing, because sometimes you do have to implement, elements of strategy. Sometimes, and I hate to say this, sometimes you do have to, see, okay, did this person really say this? So how I'm going to know if they really said it? You sometimes got to, figure out the truth, because sometimes perception doesn't equal reality, right? You think that person said it, but you're like, let me see before I accuse them, because if I accuse them, then everything's going to blow up, So
Right.
it's a lot. You can get a lot of skills real quick. I feel like this is an acceleration class to life, right? You don't have to
Yeah.
wait decades or years. You learn this stuff in a month.
Or
Yeah.
you just don't.
I see that now. I definitely see that now that if you apply the lessons, a lot of there people can go through traumatic things in their life and not learn anything. But for the ones who who are eager to learn, eager to grow, then you're going to get the God may send a man. Let's just say you're a woman who works in Macy's behind the counter, and this guy comes in there and he rides. He rides the bus because he's going to get on the bus, and his shoes aren't the best. He smiles at you, nice to you, but in your mind, you're like, I got a good job here. Maybe this guy's walking, he's riding the bus. I'm not interested in this guy, and you may see him several times for a couple of years, and then suddenly one day he disappears. But that may have been your husband, right? And you look down on him because of a perception.
Oh yeah.
You come to find out this guy was working hard on his degree. You didn't know he was in college to be a doctor. You see what I'm saying? You didn't know he was in college to be an astrophysicist, right? You just, man, his shoes are tore up, his hair ain't freshly cut. And you just automatically, you don't give him or yourself the opportunity to get to know him. You automatically let him know. And so there's lessons in all of them, how to assess, being patient. And it takes time to learn patience. It takes time to learn to assess situations, assess people. People that you allow in your circle is the number one most important thing you should be assessing. Who's your inner circle? Take a look at your
I'll tell you
closest
one
friends.
thing though. If Joe
Right.
Biden had been in the B sector, I bet you he would have done better in that debate. Because he would have known how to fight. He would have been jabbing left and right.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah, and another thing, area makes you, well, I don't know, depending on your mental aptitude, but this area definitely makes you quick-witted, right? In a way of being able to respond when people are trying to come at you, either verbally or trying to like bring up things in your past. You can remind them of things in their
Right.
past.
Yeah. I refer to this area as verbal jousting.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jousting can be deadly too. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Oh, y'all made me forget a point that I was gonna make, but y'all were talking and I didn't want to interrupt. Y'all were talking about how a person contributing to you financially might make you more beholden to them, basically, right? And circling back to the only reason that I came up here to talk which was the politics of things. That's what happened with Joe Biden, in my opinion. The donors said that they weren't gonna donate anymore to his campaign, and so the establishment Democrats had to dump him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They said they put a pause on the $20 million donation.
They said
Got
bye, Biden.
to go. Got to go. So yeah.
Millions up on millions of dollars. And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see. How the guy dropped off. Darn.
Yeah, he probably had it. He said he was in a hotel, so he probably had connectivity issues. So
A playground in the world. Really, cutie.
Diva D, let me take that down. You reminded me of the past.
Oh my lord.
Let me tell you something. Mama D would be blowing me up during the day, and I'm like, yo, yo, yo.
Hey, like you said, it's lessons you learn, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And part of that was because of her age. You know, I entertained such. I think if she would have been younger, I would have probably killed
But
her.
then again, that's another lesson too, because old folks could be on some messy stuff too, you know?
I tell people that they've been here longer, so they've been able to hone their game longer too. You know. So,
Yeah. You learn it could come in all age ranges.
oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure, definitely agree.
But you know, I don't talk that long, so I'm probably about to get off of here. I don't know if Urban Critic is coming back or not.
Let me ask you a basketball question. So, what you think about Bronny James?
So I was talking to my friend about this, right? He was like, there's a whole bunch of people who are upset because of nepotism or whatever. But let me tell you, if I had a child and I happened to be in a position where I could set my child up to be guaranteed a position in the NBA, I absolutely would. And so I'm not about to criticize LeBron for doing it either.
Even if he couldn't live up to the pressure, not saying that Bronny can't, but I'm just saying.
You either sink or you swim. I gave you that opportunity. You have to go ahead and do what you do, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he has the opportunity. He has to live out that potential or not live it out. But either way, you just got $1 million check. So
Yeah, that's true. That's so true.
yep.
They say he might, LeBron, when he retires, he might be one of the, how can I say it, people considered to, they're thinking about adding a basketball team to Vegas. So he says he's expressed interest in maybe becoming an owner or part owner if they start a team in Vegas.
I know that when he retires, he's not going to be completely done with basketball. So that's
Oh,
not
no.
completely out of the realm of reality.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. No. I think
Yeah.
he's going to be around for some time.
I think a lot of people that's upset with the stuff with Bronny don't particularly care for LeBron James. And I
Yeah.
don't understand it. I think a lot of it is like tied to nostalgia with Michael
Well,
Jordan, and
yeah.
somehow they feel like LeBron James and his legacy takes away from Michael Jordan and his. But to me, you can have. I don't believe in goats. I believe in each era is gonna have their own greatest, and so they can both be great, and neither detracts from the other.
Yeah. I would say you got to understand Michael transcended the whole atmosphere of basketball from we're talking about merchandise to all that stuff. And I just feel his style of play was more entertaining than LeBron's, to be honest. But that's just my opinion.
They're two different players,
Yeah,
Let them be two different people.
true. I agree. Urban's back. Can you hear us? I don't think he can hear us. Urban, you there? Urban? Urban, I'm gonna drop you and then you can come back. Maybe it might be a connection situation. So just come right back.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
I'm in a hotel. I'm at a high altitude near the top floor, but that's probably why it's crazy. But you asked me a question, Chicken?
Oh, I was just saying, what do you think about the whole Bronny James situation? I don't know if you know who Bronny James is. Uh-oh. I think it's a high altitude.
Yeah.
We can't hear you, Urban, if you're talking away. Just so you know. What's the other thing? Is there anything else? Are you gonna get the new college football game apps?
I don't really watch college football like that. I watch NFL.
Yeah. So they just released. I think since 2014, they haven't had NCAA college football game because of the whole rights situation, but and all that. So that's now just come out this week, this Friday. So it's interesting.
What that those young men get to make money?
It was just interesting that they brought the game back, but it is interesting that they get to make money like that now. Very interesting. Like I would be
Yeah.
mad if I was one of those guys that got crucified for taking money that was my own likeness and image, and here is now approved that they can.
Yeah. I'm glad for them because some of them young men won't ever have a pro football career, so
Correct.
they should be making a profit and not just these colleges.
Amen.
Yep.
Modern day slavery.
I wouldn't call it slavery now. I can't
No,
say
I
slavery.
would. I mean, you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh, with the allure of an education, come onto my college campus," but why I make billions off of you?
But what did slaves get?
Pretty much. I mean, to me, it's like modernized because slaves, what they got? Food, shelter. Well, obviously, these people got to
Barely,
get
barely, and barely.
right, but they're still busting their butt out there on the plantation. You could say that are they getting whipped? No, they're not getting whipped. Like I said, that's why I say it's modernized. But there's rules and protocol. Like, hey, you got to be here. You got to eat this. You can't do this. You can't do that. You better do this. You better not do that. You got to miss your family during this time period. You don't get paid. You may get a $200 weekly stipend. But while we
It's the
collect,
hill I will die on, SK, because they
um,
have the opportunity. It's a
uh,
choice.
but
Slavery is not a choice.
but if you want to get your ass out the hood, that really ain't a choice, is it?
You
I
you can
mean,
go ahead and use that opportunity to get your education, which a lot of people do.
but really, is it getting a chance to the education when they're deterring you to go for to get certain majors because they feel that you may have a high chance of becoming ineligible?
I mean,
I
it's
know
still
it's
not
maybe,
slavery.
I understand, and maybe the choice of vernacular was wrong, but like I said,
I'm
it's
just
what
passionate about that particular subject.
I understand.
But yeah, it's definitely an exploitative relationship. I can agree with that.
Urban, your camera's on, so you can turn it off if you want to. I didn't see anything, so don't worry. I don't know if you did like likes it or not.
Really.
I don't know. Urban, turn off your camera.
Can't he hear you?
I think he can hear me. I'm not gonna bring him up though. I mean, unless or type in the chat if you want me to bring in the private chat. Um, I see you, Urban. Everything's cool. You just gotta hit your camera to hide the ceiling.
Gotta see that high altitude.
Um,
Get his camera off.
no.
He seems cool though.
Yeah, child. Hold on, let me put a banner up. I think maybe I could tell him when I the one and only great Tupac. All right, Urban, you gotta hit your camera. Hide your camera. Oop. He left. Okay. All right. Anybody got any other questions in the chat? This has been a good live. I appreciate y'all engagement.
This is probably the longest I've been on the panel in a minute because I don't talk that long.
That's true. You be in and out.
Yeah, like okay, bye.
So yeah, but Adore says 60. What's up, viewers of you? How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good weekend. Adore says 60 is the new 40. Yeah, I guess with Majourna and Majourna, whatever it's called, Majourna.
And when I turn 40, how old am I for real then?
I guess I don't know, 10.
He said, oh Lord.
Okay. All right. Anything you
Well,
want to say? We'll catch Urban on the next time. I'm gonna try to go live more consistently. Like I said, I've been dealing with that
I
situation.
ain't got nothing else to say. I be telling
Um,
folks I'm boring.
oh, hold on. Damn, Sassy and I. Hell yeah, I don't like the way
Oh
she
Lord.
is doing you on your platform. I hate
And
it.
on that note,
Okay,
bye SK.
bye, Babs. Thank you. I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful. I think it's degrading. She's doing too much, and she don't have to do all that. To speak condescending to you while it's on your panel, your show, where the hell they do that at? You try to do that on her panel, her show, she gonna literally like throw a fit and all her hair gonna fall out. It's wrong. And then she gonna sit up there and say, "Oh well, the bad moderators aren't here." Something about your mom. I'm like, girl, then go sit up there and say, "Well, you don't know what you're talking about, you two." I was like, the nerve. She do too much, and I'm gonna say it's gonna end in two ways. You going and I know you YouTube cameras because I've seen you curse out people, Big Man TV, Rob Rack. So I know you got it in you. One day you just gonna say enough, chill, chill. Or y'all gonna have a behind the scenes conversation. Like you don't even go and be back. Like I said, it would be cool if you two cameras went back at her and you were throwing shade but you don't even do that. And she be throwing darts right in your head, right in your ear, and all that, and you just be taking it. You don't know what she's talking about, you Tim. What are you talking about? I was like, wow, you really gonna diss the girl? Did you see her on my panel? No, I didn't. Mm-mm, mm-mm. I saw enough yesterday. What was she tame? Was she calm? Did she act like she was a guest on your show? Is she getting paid a stipend to act disrespectfully and like a buffoon? What child? Anyway, I'm just saying. The nerve treat you like that. You done opened up the gate and she done sitting up there jumping on the couch. Anyway, I'm just that's my opinion. I'm just saying. And she knows she be doing the most. Like girl, really? Anyway. All right, y'all. Anything else? Thank you to the person that was generous and sent me a contribution to the platform. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much. I'll use that to pay my streaming. I'll be I'll reinvest it. I'll reinvest it into the to the program. Oh, and Brianna. Now we talking about the Brianna over here. She is so selfish. Now she up there, I guess her nephews or whatever. She's debating whether or not to take them to the lagoon. She's like, "Oh, well, that's are they worth this much money for me to take them to the lagoon?" I'm like, "You asked for cash out for crab legs, dresses, purses, all this stuff for bills, and you can't sit up here and take them kids to the lagoon." I'm like, you are a piece of work. Anyway, my only thing is I don't like when I'm just saying I don't take like when kids are in my care. I do not. No, I don't know. It's hold on. I don't like when I'm whatever responsible for children. I don't take them nowhere in the water because I do not want no mishap happening on my watch regarding kids. Because kids can be bad. They can think they can do things that they can't do, and they can slip and fall. Nope, not nope. No, it's not so much that go at her. I'm not saying that. I don't want you to go at her, but I would like for her to be more respectful to you, and you can have that conversation in the background. I don't think that needs to be in the forefront, but it's very off-putting when we're coming to your platform to see someone who's secondary disrespect you not needless. Like the things that she say is like taking a ding. Like you don't know what you're talking about, girl. Get your thoughts straight. All this other stuff. No, it's a way to say things without dogging you or degrading you. Now, if that's what you want, that I can't tell you this, but I just think as me as an audience member, I don't. It doesn't come off right. I will have to red ball to hear what you said. Yeah, go ahead. Yep, I'm outside, so Wi-Fi is slow. That's fine. Just don't turn into honest row. That's what I'm saying. Don't be slow like honest row. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm sure people are telling you the same thing, and I was gonna write that in your chat in yesterday's live, but I was like, I didn't push the send button. I was like, So basically take Sassy out her name. No, you're missing the point. Nowhere in Sassy name does it say Sassy disrespectful. Sassy could be like, pizzazz, sass, a little, being a little facetious. I think she's taking, and why does it have to be a you? The sassiness can be in the commentary. It don't have to be at you. And what she's giving you is not sassiness. She's giving you disrespect. And like Lemon say, playing on your top. And I feel that you deal with it to maintain a copacetic environment and life because I don't think you like negative energy. And you know that if you were to go back at her, that energy would shift and you don't want that. So you just deal with it. That's how I feel. Thank you, Detached. Can we say Phoebe? Child, stop. Stop. Stop it. YouTube camera says, "Oh hell no, SK. Now you call me slow." No, I didn't say that. You said your Wi-Fi was slow. You said your Wi-Fi was slow. But like again, you could be hit. You could be quick, like Honest Road and run the game all on us. Hell nah. Oh, you just read that. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not going. I'm not trying to cause no division. I just where's this going to go? I mean, that's all I'm saying. Is she gonna keep dogging you out and disrespecting you, and you seem like a weakling, or are you going to throw some of that shade that she be throwing at you, or as you say, sassiness right back at her? If her name is Sassy, then hey, throw some sass back at her. She should be able to handle it since she's named her name Sassy. I'm just saying, as a viewer, I don't like it because you're not throwing it back. Now, if you're throwing it back and say, okay, with your ostentatious wannabe high fluting important ass. I like this now, but it's always one sided, and it's not a good dynamic. So that's what I'm saying. That's all. That's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to cause no division. Philly T, you opened that can of worms. Yeah. See, the reason also I didn't tell you this. So the reason why I'm somewhat kind of I'm gonna say passionate, but speaking on this because Sassy was over here. Sassy was over here. So we know this play. Is it a play? But we know this. We've seen this story. We watched this movie play out before. Now, Philly T, she asked you a question about Phoebe, and you can answer it if you want to. I don't think she can do her research, to be honest, Philly T, because she might not even be might not even be familiar with stereo. Pretty much, Phoebe was the co-host with Sassy over there on the application stereo, and pretty much the same thing that you're going through. YouTube cameras is what happened with Phoebe, and Phoebe pretty much said, "What did Phoebe say? I don't know what Phoebe said, but she said this."
Oh
and walked the hell away. That's pretty much what happened. So, like I said, we pretty much seen this play out before. So, not saying that that would happen with you, but I was just like, as a viewer, I'm like, ugh, really? I'm like, damn. YouTube camera, say something. Imagine Sassy being Big Man TV and you would curse her the hell out. I think it would really be good for the show because you'd be like, you're giving her something that maybe she wants. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. With that being said, I'm gonna head up out of here. Unless there's more questions, but that's about it. Congratulations to YouTube cameras. Make sure y'all go subscribe over there. They are now the new morning show, I guess. I don't know, with Sassy. So feel free to check her out. Thank you, Bro32. Thank you for your support as well. I appreciate you. You've always been a supporter of the platform, so I'm appreciative and grateful for that. With that being said, I'm out of here. Ciao. You coming in late. Simply Success Truth Teller. But I'm telling you the truth right now. We about to get up out of here. But I hope you have a great Sunday, and I wish you the best of fun and luck and progress this week. Thank you, everybody. We had a great live. Very informative, but also, a little bit shady, a little bit messy, and a little bit of truth to it. So with that being said, I'm about to head up out of here. Thank you to my wonderful moderators and my wonderful tofuans. I appreciate y'all. Without y'all, there would be no me. Thank you to casual fans alike. Please, please feel free to thumbs up the live. It'd be tremendously appreciated. Also, if you want to send a gesture, feel free to do so at $Sir King Crown. Thank you, Ron P. I appreciate you. Somebody was mentioning you the other day. Oh yeah, Kimmy did. Kimmy did. Kimmy did. Wow, I missed it. You sure did, but you will always hit that red ball. You can replay it back. You can watch it while you're cleaning up or whatever. Watch it at work or I could put you to sleep because they said I'm slow, boring, and thick tongue. Whatever. With that being said, I'm out of here. Take care. Have a good one. Remember, hey, what's up, Robert Love, moderator of the YouTube streets? Sure. I want to tell you, Cheryl. Summer League has been all right. I don't think this Summer League has been one of the best ones. I've not been. It's been all right. I ain't really seen any. Like I said, it's been all right. Nonetheless, you never know. Yeah. So we'll see. But with that being said, I'm out of here. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Is there anything else I want to say? No, I don't. Y'all take care. Have a good one. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being an engaging audience. I will see y'all soon. Hopefully, y'all see me tomorrow. We'll see. I'm going back to the gym tomorrow. I'm playing some basketball, so I'll let you know how that goes. All right. You said what? The WNBA? Oh, child. Said the WNBA game was good. All right. Well, I'll let you know about that, buddy. But yeah. Please pay attention to y'all news. This is about to get a little bit crazy. Just pay attention to your news. This is crazy. I don't know what the hell is going on. It kind of makes me nervous with this political stuff because there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. And like I say, get in touch with the higher power, y'all. Just so you have that connection. Um, and make sure you take care of your health because health is the true form of wealth. You know what I'm saying? And make amends with everybody who you got an issue with if you feel is right. Um, because nobody. And if you need to make a phone call to people, make a phone call. Stop putting up the phone call, including myself. You know what I mean? It could or a text or whatever. Make a phone call, especially. Let me tell you. Ooh, child. Let me tell you this story real quick. I know I said we're gonna go. This some every day I woke up, I thought of this lady, and it said, "Hey, reach out to her. Hey, reach out to her. Hey, reach out to her." And every day I let it go by. So I said, "Now, when something's on my mind like that, the universe is telling me something." Every day, like I don't, I'm not in communication with that person like that. And sure enough, I text that woman, and she said, "Oh yeah, I just found out that she found out that her heart had a certain amount of blockage, and they had to do emergency surgery. I was like, oh my God, insane. And the universe was telling me, hey, because to be honest, who knows when you got that much and stuff going on with your heart, who knows, what the outlook is. She's good now, but I say all that is stop taking it for granted that people are going to be here tomorrow. So if you got people that you need to say what's up, check in on, feel free, please feel free, or not feel free, please do it. All right. Babylon says, I've been back and forth all day with the media, but CNN is my home. It's a lot. It is a sorry, y'all. This broadcast is being augmented by YouTube's moderator of the year based on somebody who carries a butcher knife. I'm not being messy. Let me take your name off the screen for she come over here. I think you part of the setup. Okay, to the lady that runs around with knives, I put Vibrant Law in the mess. Vibrant Law ain't got nothing to do with it. Do not question her loyalty to you and all that stuff. I know you get a little bit paranoid. I put her in the mess. Okay, so don't get mad at her. Get mad at me. Okay, there. Okay, you should be clear, Vibrant Law. Yes. Okay. So to go to your comment, there is a lot going on. It is kind of nervous because it's dealing with power. It deals with our welfare as people, our welfare as a country. And I don't know what the forces of evil, not even evil, but people who are opportunistic may use this as a means to further their agenda that may be a detriment to us. That's the scary part about it, is that you don't know. And I honestly feel if Obama, I'm not blaming Obama. I'm not, but I'm like, bro, if you initiated this shit, you need to put your ass in the VP slot because you still got those worldly connections that gonna make sure or kind of make it a smooth well, I can't say that. Make it at least a competent 4 years. Because if that numbskull on the other side gets in, I don't know. I'm concerned. I mean, what is he going to load up the Supreme Court with all his judges? Because we seen the kind of play he done ran over there with that 20-year-old taking the bang bang. What? And now if y'all look deeper into that, so they just sacrificed this 20-year-old? I don't know. What's up, Urban? Welcome back.
King of Late Night.
No, that's Lemon. I told you.
YouTube Arsenio Hall. There's a really good documentary I saw about Arsenio Hall. Type in on YouTube Arsenio Hall documentary. I just saw it the other day. It was pretty good. But yeah, I think that you could probably slide into that. You had a great opportunity with the pandemic going on to amazing things.
Yeah.
But interesting thing about it is you didn't plan this. Right?
No.
You didn't plan. Arsenio Hall wanted to and strategically put himself in position to do what he did. But what happened with you is you just kind of slipped and fell. You know what I mean?
Well,
And then you had to react once you realized that, okay, wait a minute. This is an opportunity. Like there's some momentum going on here. There's a lot
what
of
was
interest.
scary, Urban, because they ostracized me. Like, who is this guy? It was really technology, Urban. It was the evolution of StreamYard. I wasn't doing no Google Hangouts. Oh hell no to the no. Sorry. So it was the evolution of StreamYard. Then they're like, who is this dude answer all these questions? But they understand people have been here for years, but they weren't clicking no Google Hangout links. So the evolution of StreamYard kind of made it easier to conversate, or if that's not a word, but converse with
Mhm.
the content creator and
Right.
get to be able to
Much
speak to
much
them.
more interactive. Much more
Right.
interactive. Yeah.
Exactly. And then I started on Prism. So I just started doing little stuff on Prism, just
Mhm.
having my voice. And then it grew. And then I started using StreamYard more than what they were using it for, which was to host panels. I started incorporating clips to go along with the commentary. And then, people liked that. And we also talked about real world news, and it grew. But the thing was, you attract a certain element and stuff like that. And it was a whole bunch of other stuff. But no, and then you get tired sometimes of the harassment, right?
Right. Well, a lot
But
of times when you're an innovator,
mhm,
right, innovation is the key to growth. And a lot of times when you're an innovator, you're in the thick of it, right? You're in the thick of it. So you don't know what's going on, right? You didn't know what was going on. You had all these people popping up on your panel that were hilarious. And
yeah,
you innovated, right? You moved around and worked with it. You capitalized on it. But a lot of times when you're in the thick of it, you don't know what's going on. It's like
no,
but go ahead, what were you gonna say?
no, I said you're right. Nothing was scripted except for the agenda. But who
Right.
popped on the panel? Who came on the panel? What
Yeah.
they did? What they said? No, that was what they created.
Right,
So
yeah, you were in the thick of it, and so when you're in the thick of it, you have to think fast. You've got to learn how to strategically capitalize on the moment, right? I
mhm.
remember when you had like the used to say like Jerry Springer used to say, "Coming to the stage," and then two people would pop up that nobody ever saw before,
Mhm.
and then you hit the bell, ding 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 ding, like on Jerry Springer, and the next thing you know, two people who don't even know each other are cursing each other out.
Right. Well, they're going at it in the chat and they want to bring it to the stage. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you were in the thick of it, but you navigated that very well. And I would say that you're the only person in the B sector that was able to take a platform to a completely different application, being stereo. Take your entire audience over there. Took stereo by storm, right? Stereo was like, what the heck's
Yeah.
going on? By the time stereo figured it out, you'd made, a couple of yachts full of money. And then stereo blocked everybody from YouTube. They're like, oh, if you're from
Yeah.
YouTube, you are blocked.
That's my biggest regret. Well, not so much. I didn't like a lot of that stuff that I got privy to that nobody else got privy to. The other
Right.
side of that stuff.
Exactly.
Only thing I would have wished I would have gotten verified, which I could have, but at the time, like, what
Well,
is
yeah,
the
I mean, they were verifying people, but intentionally excluding you. And we
yeah,
talked about that. They were intentionally excluding you. But what happened was when the verification first came out, it didn't really
it had no
resonate
purpose.
as to what it was.
Right.
Had you jumped on it, yeah, that would have been, yeah, you would have been locked in for sure. Even now, you still be making money off your content on stereo.
Well,
So that's
I
about
got rid.
content.
I just didn't like the way they moved. And then I did some
We talked about that. Yeah, there
research.
was some that we saw that was, the leadership over there has changed now. There's a whole new leadership team over there, at the executive level. But yeah, there was a lot going on. And same thing over there. You were in the thick of it, but you got in there, you strategized, you moved around, right? You walked out of there with you walked out of there with a couple of bags of cash.
Yeah, by the time we brought it over here, he's like, y'all can have what's left. We said
Right.
we could let, oh, he comes back. He's like, y'all can have what's left.
And you also enabled people from the B sector to make some money,
Oh yeah,
right?
for sure, for
There are
sure.
people that went over there and made. Who else do you know in the B sector that put that kind of money in people's pockets where they joined that platform and they came out of it with $5,000,
Well, I
$3,000.
yeah, that's true. And the people that talked with
No,
me, I didn't tell,
outside
I
from
didn't.
yourself. Sorry.
Well, I don't know nothing about that, but
Yeah.
yeah, that was it was.
And people were saying, why share? Why share? And you could say that, like, why would you even? Why did you even share? I don't think you intentionally. I think that was just your nature was to share. But
We because why did we share? Because let's just say by the time when we got over there, Avatar Nation had cleaned up so good that we didn't care. Like me and Limit did not care. Like our people was eating, and we came away and we dropped a subliminal, but that was like your nemesis and your opponents are also watching you because our first hint was a community post with Daffy Duck. That's all it was. And then, because let me be honest, somebody put me onto it that was a fan of me. And I'm like, I wasn't too, open to it. Then they came to me again and I said, okay, let's just try this, right? Because I wanted to, because they started that whole, what's it? The blackout thing with me. And also we wanted somewhere as Avatar Nation where we could speak solely, and that platform still gave that to us, but we didn't know by speaking to each other that we would be able to reap, what we reaped from it. It just happened. To be honest, like we didn't know it was gonna be like that, because when we saw the contest, we were like, oh, this is just some contest, they're trying to advertise, but it actually turned out to be true. And then when we shared it, QB and them scoped it out then, and then found their way over there. So
yeah, it's interesting that they figured it out really quickly. It's very interesting. Somehow they figured out really quickly that you was over there making some money. Somebody put the alert out and said, "Hey, the king's over there walking away with the king's robbing the bank."
I don't know what they saw, but they then came over. I remember Jay Wilson. I'm not going over there, no stereo. I make my corn right here. Sure enough, he eventually took himself over there. So it was very interesting. But like they said, when you also become, I remember the man told us that I was taking baby formula out of his baby's mouth.
You're talking about I forgot what was his name.
I don't know.
I forgot his name. Was a white guy.
Yeah, it was
Prophet.
white. Yes.
Prophet. Yeah.
I said, I don't even know your baby.
because those guys before you came along, Sir King, those guys are making $30,000 a week.
What?
Yeah. A week.
Wow, I did not know that.
It was in the very early days of stereo. Yeah, they were making a killing.
They definitely had a ring.
You came in with an audience and you gamed the system, and they were pissed about that because none of them thought about it. Right? None of them were YouTubers. You were the only YouTuber. And you just you kind of came in and said, "Hey, how's everybody doing? I'll just take all this money, and I'll see you later."
it wasn't all that. It wasn't all that, but it was just interesting. And then I started learning. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get Philly T. I'm gonna get Babs. I'm gonna get Ron P. I'm gonna get Auntie Donna. I'm gonna get, and we're gonna talk for this amount of time. And we all, if this is the way you got this game set up, then
right? Yeah,
this
you
is how
figured
we
out.
do it.
You figured it out as an outsider. You figured it out pretty quickly, and you figured out how to capitalize before everybody else did. And then lots of people came over from the B sector, and they made they all had an opportunity to make some serious money as well.
Yeah, there's people that, like you said, made 3,000, 4,000. But once they saw all them black faces on the leaderboard, that bad boy changed.
Oh yeah, they actually blocked. If you're a YouTuber, they shut you down. You can't come over here if you're on YouTube.
Yeah. And the only reason, let me tell you something, they were laughing at me, right? But the only reason that those people had thrived when they went over there because they said you have to have new followers. So that already put a kibosh on me in terms of growth and that. But those who came later were able to capitalize. But they saw that that was hard because they had to get new followers every week or
Yeah.
whatever they had to stay relevant. So, Babs, you came up. What's up?
What's up, Baps?
Hey, I just came up because I was looking at something related to the news, and they said that after Biden dropped out, Democrats raised $40 million. I thought that would tickle you.
It did. It's all about the money. And you know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
Go. I'm sorry, Urban.
No, it is all about the money. Exactly. Well, once Biden wasn't going to go anywhere until the donors said, because it's expensive to run a campaign.
Yes,
We don't think about it this way because just most people we're just watching TV, right? You don't understand the totality of what's going on behind the scenes to be elected to office.
especially after
Regard
Citizens United. It's insanely expensive to run a campaign nowadays. You have
right.
these
And
unlimited,
so
because corporations are individuals now, you have these
right.
unlimited sources of money. Yeah.
Once those 35 Democratic representatives said, Biden, we don't support you. And then they went to the donors and said, hey, we don't support Biden. They shut the money down.
Yep.
Biden really didn't have a choice because he's not going to pay for his own campaign. He could if he wanted to, but he wasn't that. You can see he wasn't that vested. If he really wanted to, he could pay for his own campaign, but he
But
bowed
that should
out.
also tell you something about how they feel about Harris. They're not so apprehensive about her if they were willing to open up their pockets that easily.
But Babs, think about what promises were made to them.
hmm
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
going to be interesting.
yeah, hmm
We'll see
yeah,
how it plays out, right?
yeah.
for sure.
Mhm.
I just laugh, man, because like I told somebody that you never know what's going to happen in 24 hours.
Yeah.
Right, and you guys need to stock up on your groceries. Go to those big chain stores that sell large amounts. Your super WalMarts and places where you can get 50-pound bags of rice and stuff like that. But there's going to be some tough times, and prices are going to start going to the roof. So get stuff in bulk. It's
I
So
toilet
told
why?
that
paper.
table first that they want to make us go involuntarily vegan. We gonna be living off
Oh,
of rice and beans.
Well, I don't know if you guys know, there's a lot of GMO food, genetically modified food on the shelves, much
Yeah.
more than it was before. And now it's labeled. Before they didn't really have to label it. Now it's clearly labeled on the back. Uh, but we're entering into a whole new decade for
man,
sure. But
sadly.
stock up. If you can move money to cash, you need to have some cash available. Absolutely need to have. Don't let your money be tied up in the bank. Do not leave your money in the bank. And another thing is these third party applications like Cash App. Get your money off those third party applications, Cash App, and all these other little apps on the side, because they're going to make your money's going to disappear, and you'll never be able to get it. Get your
Did
money
you
out of.
see with Project 2025 they were talking about getting rid of the FDIC?
Yeah, I've read over that Project 2025. Yeah, I've read that. A lot of change.
One quick
Yeah.
question, y'all, if you don't mind, because
hmm
you political people are up here, and I wanted to ask a question. Because I'm one of them people, I don't watch none of this stuff half the time, just enough to keep me going. Because, yeah, if you're going to drop a bomb on me, I won't be watching the news waiting for it to come. Just kill me. Anyway,
Ephesians 5:15 through
I
16.
also keep money
See
under the
then
mattress, Urban Crane,
that ye
because I
walk
heard you say that last week.
circumspectively, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil.
Well, that's true. One question. I read someplace that Trump supporters were planning on staging some sort of a civil war be, if he loses or whatever. I was wondering, like, what do you guys think about that? Because after what I saw at the Capitol, I don't really see where some of this stuff would be that impossible. However, like I said, you guys, you know a lot more about a lot of this stuff than I do. So I wanted to just hear what you had to say about it. And I'm dropping back down. See y'all later.
Can you hear me, Sirking?
I hear you now. Thank you for the team. I hear you now.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard me say?
You were quoting a Bible scripture to Philly T.
Did you guys get it? Did you hear the scripture? Did you
Yeah,
hear
we
me
heard
quote
you.
it? Okay.
Yeah, we heard you quote it.
Yeah,
And
that's
Philly
a
T
very.
said thank you.
If you guys can look that up on your own, it's Ephesians 5:15. It's Ephesians 5:15 to 16. But look that up and read that and reflect on that. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil.
Hmm? Yes, they are. That's why you got to stay close to God.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So you can write the right way, walk the right way.
Very powerful scripture for today's time. But what it's saying is that when it says walk, see then that ye walk circumspectively, what that means is analyze what's going, paying attention to what's going on. Take
Mm-hmm.
the time to pause when you hear the news, reflect on what you're hearing. Take some time to read through the scriptures, but reflect on what's going on today in these times and make wise decisions. Always pray before you make a decision, but you are going to have, all of us are going to have to make some very wise decisions. The bottom line about that scripture is all of us are going to have to make some very wise descriptions moving forward. You know, see us through this election, to see us through these times, you're going to have to make some very wise decisions and pay attention to what's going on, pray and reflect, and think about the times that we are in such a time as this. Think about the times that we are in. Think about your family, your loved ones, and move wisely. Move wisely. And it always starts with listening first, listening and observing first.
Yes, indeed.
You
Definitely.
feel me?
I feel you. So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah. Well, I know we kept you on way over your time, Sir King. It's going on midnight.
No problem. No problem. It's fine.
But
I'm glad to
once
have conversations like this because I think people understand the urgency or the seriousness of what they could do and what they need to do, rather than worry about some man that's only 4'9" wedding Vegas. I mean, wedding Ness or Lemon and impersonating Elvis Presley. So
yeah, we're easily distracted.
yeah.
That's the flaw of our generation is we are very easily distracted. Technology's done that to us, right? The internet, social media, we are so easily distracted. Um, and that's our flaw. And we procrastinate more these days than ever before. But there's so
Hmm.
much going on. The internet's moving so fast, technology's moving so fast, information. We're in an information war right now.
Hmm.
There's always some type of war going on, whether mentally, socially, Department of Defense, military intelligence wise. There's always some type of war going on, but for sure, collectively right now, there's an information war going on. Information that you're fed and that you consume. That's why wisdom is foremost. Because
Right.
we're being fed so much information from so many different directions. That's why that scripture talks about circumspectively, which means take time to digest it. Uh, move wisely.
I agree and keep it basic.
Mhm.
Um, you know.
Yeah. So self-preservation, and you and your family, self-preservation, right? Like I was
Hmm.
saying, you bulk up on your food. Make sure you have cash
So
available. because let's look at the internet that dropped, right? That dropped everything from your flights to everything, right? That
Are you
the
talking about
internet,
that CrowdStrike patch issue that they're? Yeah.
the internet, right? The software program, software
Hmm.
outage that shut everything down. Look how that shut everything down. People were
Yeah, I
stranded.
didn't work.
Airports had people. Airports had thousands of people. You couldn't get a flight. You couldn't do this. You couldn't go do that. Just from an internet outage.
Yeah, I literally couldn't work. I was sitting there at work looking at my computer, just keep restarting. I was like, wow.
So they pretty much gave them the cheat code, you know?
Yeah,
They
the
gave them-
software glitch. What they claimed it was it might not have been that, but according to the media, it was a software glitch. It may have been a major hacking by one
And
of the
aren't they
enemies.
blaming the intern?
Say it again.
They're blaming the intern, yeah.
They're blaming the intern.
But as far as Philly T, because she was asking if her question could get answered.
What was her question?
She was asking about whether or not there were Republicans were really planning on having a civil war if Trump didn't get elected. I would say, as my own answer to that, I don't think that there's going to be a civil war per se. I think what they're relying on happening is the Supreme Court overturning whatever the election results are if Trump doesn't win. I think that's what they're relying on. I don't think that they're actually going to get out in the streets and start shooting though. Ooh, let me not say that word. But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there's going to be this. Reflect back on my words when this goes down, but there's going to be legal challenges about this election. 100%. It's going to be tied up in the courts, and more than likely, our new president going forward is going to be elected by the courts. Court decision is going to play into who becomes the new president, but both sides are going to tie this up in the courts for sure.
Yep.
So how long can they tie it up? I mean, once Joe Biden is done with his, his term, then who's president after that?
Well, whoever's elected is president. Once they're in there, they're president. But the legal challenges is the constitutionality and yada yada yada. The legal challenges, like for example, when Bush ran and they tied up the election before it even got to, who won. The election was tied up during the counting process.
Right.
During the counting process, and so I think we're going to run into the same thing this time.
Yeah, it might end up being another Bush v. Gore.
Yeah. There's definitely some crazy times coming forward for sure. So
definitely.
If it came to a situation, you were asking how long they could tie it up for, where they didn't have a president by the inauguration, I actually don't know what would happen. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the Constitution would this would all be held up in this will be a major constitutional challenge. That's the thing about separation of powers and legal challenges. It's all would be this huge constitutional crisis where, how long can we continue on to challenge this stuff legally? Of course, the Supreme Court's going to step in, and they are the ultimate, still the final word on all this. So once the Supreme Court comes down, makes a decision, then that'll be final.
Yeah, but he's saying, what if the Supreme Court doesn't come to a ruling by January 20th? Well, whenever the inauguration is, then what happens?
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It's up in the air. It's a constitutional crisis. The Supreme Court obviously is going to
So
try
they
to
have
make
somebody who would be in place. I'm just not. Is it like the president pro tempore, like with the Senate? Because if that's the case, then it would still be Kamala Harris, which is insane.
Yeah,
Would it
there's
be
a
the
line.
speaker?
Yeah, there's a line of succession. It's called continuity of government, but there's a line of succession as far as who's first in line, second in line, third in line, and it continues to go on down. First in line, second in line,
Would
third
it
in
end up
line,
being
fourth in
if it's the
line.
Speaker of the House? Then that would be crazy too, because the Speaker of the House isn't what's a nice word for that? The person who's the Speaker of the House currently is an interesting person, is what I'll say. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
It'll be a crazy year. We don't have no idea. This is so crazy. We have no idea what's coming. We really don't. We have
But we
no
done
idea.
went down a whole rabbit hole. Philly T, I don't think it'll be no civil war.
By
I
the
think
time
I
we,
think
by the
like what they're
time we
saying,
have a
it'll
new
be in the court.
president, by the time we have a new president next year, it'll be a complete surprise as to who that president's going to be moving forward. It could be Michelle Obama. It could be.
She does not want to be president. I keep trying to tell y'all that lady does
Oh
not want to
yeah,
be president.
absolutely, absolutely. She has said that she doesn't want to. She said that a million times, and I believe her. However, there's a lot going on when it comes to
Right.
money, when it comes to politics and
They gonna
power
drag that lady to the White House kicking and screaming.
and
Yeah.
influence. There's a lot, yeah, there's a lot going on. Once people start laying stuff on your heart and saying, look, we need you, here's X number of dollars, you're the only, you're our only hope, you know. So I believe her
What
when she
was
said
your mother
I
want
believe her
you
when
to
she said she
do?
doesn't want to run.
Stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
But I do believe her when she said she doesn't want to run. But this is crazy, just like all the Democrat 35, Democratic leaders went against Biden. That's unprecedented because you got to think about this. Biden was elected. He was elected to
Exactly.
his position. So the people that threw him out, they had an ace. They had an ace card, and they said, "Look, Biden, here's our ace. You got to go." But he was elected, and they tossed him out. So this is going to
And if
be,
they toss Harris out, a lot of people are going to feel disenfranchised.
yeah.
Yeah, but if you bring in Michelle Obama, okay.
We'll see.
That's a better pick.
We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But the most
It'll be
I keep on
fascinating.
going down rabbit holes. But the most interesting thing to me with all of this was Nancy Pelosi being one of the people who was telling Biden that he needed to step down, and you literally had to drag this lady out of her Speaker of the House position, kicking, screaming, throwing furniture and everything. And
Yeah.
so it was interesting to see Nancy Pelosi tell somebody else that it was time for them to step down.
Right. Power, power is an addictive. Power is as addictive as drugs. You got
Indeed.
that type of power. Uh,
Plus, I think she's still bitter that they made her leave the speaker position, even though she's about 900 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a whole different conversation about term limits and how long people can be in office, and
Yep. Yep. But I'm about to get down. SK, no, I'm famous for leaving.
No problem. Thank you, Babs, for coming up. We appreciate your, your insight. So thank you.
Yeah, nice to chat. Nice to chat with you, Babs.
Yeah, nice to meet you and speak with you also. This is an interesting conversation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So Urban, you're saying thank you again, Babs, for hitting the link. We appreciate you. So you're saying, Urban, like you don't think that was maybe what they're saying it is with CrowdStrike?
What's your question?
The outage. So you thinking that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the government's authorized to lie. So I mentioned this to you before. But yes, the government is authorized to lie. In particular, when it comes to what's called national security. So to protect the interests, to prevent mass pandemonium, to align with whatever narrative, for sure that our government doesn't want to look weak to our enemies. It's just like in combat, where I've been out in combat and there's a media report that, so our enemies are reporting that they shot down X number of helicopters, right? Our enemies are reporting this in their media. But when you look at the American media, it says no, none of our helicopters were shot down. It's about jousting positions, so we don't want to look weak, but we're not going to give credence to our enemies. So if our enemies had a successful attack to us, we're not say, oh yeah, I'll just give you a ridiculous scenario. Oh yeah, Denmark launched a successful cyber attack against the United States. We're not going to admit that. We're going to obfuscate that as much as we can, so we don't look weak to our other enemies. Because if we look weak, then other people are going to pounce on that. Oh wow, there was a cyber attack that was successful, so let's do this, let's do that. We have China, we have North Korea that are constantly attacking us, constantly attacking our infrastructure, poking and prodding, looking for what they can disrupt because they're our enemies. So they're looking for the perfect scenario. Okay, well, we know this works. We know this works. We know this works. We know this works.
But it's crazy how they're doing that, but we can be in business together. You know?
Yeah, that's global politics for you. That's foreign policy for you. When we
Yeah.
worked together with Russia, we had astronauts together in the space station, but we're fighting down on the ground. So yeah. So all of it's very fascinating. But like I was saying before, the more you watch all news, from all over, you get a better picture, of what's going on globally and in America when you watch all the media, you know, not just in the United States, but when you watch all the media, you get a better picture of what's going on globally and where America fits in and what's going on globally. Because American media is very, it's good point. Yeah, perfect word. Perfect word. Yeah, it's very skewed.
And delayed.
Exactly. You see something on the UK media. I think they announced that Biden stepped down before it even hit the American media and the UK press.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, but let's catch you up long enough tonight, sir.
Well, thank you, Urban. I appreciate you stopping through. Always good to have a engaging conversation centered around internet romance and little people visiting Vegas.
Yeah, that the Vegas trip is going to be very interesting. I think that it's one step away. It's one step away from going either way, right? It's one step away from being absolutely phenomenal, right? And something that could project sector. And it's also one step away from being a complete cluster where people get stomped out in the middle of a Vegas hotel, you know,
But
live on YouTube.
right? But why tell the ending already? Allegedly, they saying that Ness and Lemmy gonna get married by Tiny Elvis.
But that's fun. That's fun and promotion and advertising. But what I'm looking at is where things can go, where
Yeah.
things can go to be very successful. Where this is a very successful event, and that a lot of people are watching it, and everyone's talking about it, and it lays the foundation for future events, and to monetize this in the future, right? To actually do a convention where you have people who love these content creators that come out to see them, right? And they buy and their merchandise, and you got content creators that are putting on a show. You got a whole thing there that can grow. A major social media convention involving all these different sectors. Or it could go to where, like I said, someone's being stomped out world star hip hop style.
Yeah.
Someone's being stomped out on camera in the middle of a casino on the Vegas Strip. It could go either way. And so that's what makes it fascinating. I do have a YouTube page. I don't talk about my YouTube page is a Christian page. It's I don't talk about I'm a Christian man. I'm raising a Christian family. So my YouTube page is about I just started a podcast. I haven't posted my first episode, but my videos are about the Bible and about faith and things like that. But I am starting a podcast. I had a podcast before. The website I was on went belly up. So I'm moving that content over to YouTube. I've been doing that slowly but surely.
Thank you, Ron P. I appreciate that. Ron P has just dropped your page. If you want that.
That's actually the wrong. That's actually the wrong.
Sorry,
the wrong page, but that's fine. If you want, I think that will redirect to me.
Okay.
I think that will redirect to me. I think that may end up with it, but that's actually not the name of my page anymore. But I do have a podcast. Well, I just talk about current events, but from a Christian perspective. So I talk about what's going on in the world from a Christian perspective. So kind of the conversations I have with my peers, my close friends, about what's going on in the world. Conversations me and you are having today. Conversations like this. I just talk about those things, in my opinion, and perspective on those things. So but for right now, before I've loaded my podcast episode, my page is about prayer in the Bible and scriptures that kind of help you get through your day or things to meditate on biblically, things like that.
So Babylon says former President Barack Obama endorsed an open Democratic primary process at the convention next month, less than an hour after former President Bill Clinton endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris. What is going on?
That's exactly what I said. This is gonna, it could go either way, man. This is gonna be topsy turvy all the way until the convention, and even after the convention. This is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy year.
Sounds
A
like
lot of
Obama's
infighting in the Democratic Party. A lot of infighting, which will probably end up being that Trump's going to get elected with all the infighting. The Democratic Party needs to get it together because right
So
now,
why go through that whole thing of Kamala? Of having a press release and all this stuff and the news reporting it.
I mean, because it's open. So whoever becomes the nominees is wide open. It's wide. Just because she's vice president doesn't really mean, other than having kind of an elevated status, it doesn't really mean anything. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that don't like her. A lot of people that went against
Right.
Biden didn't even
But the
like her.
way it came across, it made me seem as this okay, the Democratic Party is in support of Kamala now that Joe Biden stepped down. But now you're saying it's open, which gives the impression that the Democratic Party is not in support of Kamala. And now Babs can now run if she wanted to. I mean, obviously not, but that's the way it seems. You know? They're divided right now. So, Babs,
And Kamala said that. She said, I want to earn the Democratic nominee, meaning that she knows she has to run to get that nominee.
Baby, honey, crazy. I think some big Democrats don't think Kamala could beat Trump.
That's true. That is absolutely true. I mean, they said it publicly. There's people that don't like her and they don't think she can beat Trump.
Okay, so if it's this this big, then somebody by the name of Obama need to be stepping in somewhere as a candidate, VP or something. Michelle, what's up, Babs?
Lord, y'all gonna stop making me come back up here because I can't stop talking. But essentially, right now, the Democratic Party looks like it's divided into two factions. You have the faction that supports Harris and whoever she picks as her nominee, and there's a lot of them. She's received a lot of endorsements since she announced her since Biden announced he was dropping out, right? And then you have a faction of the Democratic Party that is supporting an open an open convention because of the fact that they don't think that Harris can beat Trump. Problem with that is, what candidate do the Democrats have right now that could absolutely beat Trump?
Yeah, it's open for, a lot of analysis goes into that. You can't really, the polls are very skewed. The polls are, a lot of the polls that they put out are used to sway the public opinion.
Right.
And in general, America is still predominantly white. White males predominantly run the United States, and someone like Trump would probably win. And now that Biden is no longer in it, it's leaning towards Trump right now. It's definitely leaning towards Trump. There's an advantage.
If they jump over Harris, I can tell you from what I've heard from different people that a lot of minorities, a lot of Black people, I'll just be blunt, are saying that they aren't going to vote because they feel like this was all basically a conspiracy to get Harris out of the way and Biden. And so, go ahead.
No, that's good. That's a good point. Yeah, and I've heard that as well. And when you look at it, there's some pluses with Harris, right? First of all, she's a black woman. Do you guys know who's the highest voters on the Democratic side of the House? Who votes the most when it comes to black people?
Definitely black women.
Black women, exactly. Black
And
women
so
are
they
over.
would be basically crapping away the woman. This is why I'm not a Democrat, because it's like in every election where the Democrats seem as though they need to stick behind a particular candidate, they always hem and haw and wring their hands and want some sort of perfect candidate that doesn't exist. Not the owl.
Perfect candidate that doesn't exist. That's well put.
Yeah. They demand some sort of perfection. They have this litmus test that Republicans absolutely do not have. And so they can back a candidate who is a 34-time convicted felon, who has been convicted of sexual assault, the whole grabbing women by private parts, stuff like that. They can elect a candidate who's done all of that. Democrats are upset because their candidate can't remember a name. And so they push him out of a dang primary, out of a general election, you know? And so I could never register as a Democrat because they seem to know how to pick a loss out of a win repeatedly.
And another thing is, so I mentioned earlier about the debates, right? And I noticed during the debates, I said, okay, there's been a change here. The Democrats are no longer supporting Biden.
Yeah. When you see CNN, essentially every time that Biden answers a question and he gets to hit the end of his time, they interrupt him. But when Trump gets to the end of his time, they just let him continue on lying and telling BS. You know that there's been a shift. You know that they aren't backing this the establishment, the media aren't backing this particular candidate anymore. And so it begs the question, why? And what was the game plan all along? Yeah. Y'all are quiet now.
Well, we'll see what that game plan is. I don't know.
Yeah. But yeah, that the Democrats are house divided, and it's never they never seem to know how to unify when they need to. And so they might end up losing this election, or there might end up being a Project 2025 implemented or whatever. Who knows? All I know is I'm going to vote in November. That's all I can control.
Yeah, that's the most important.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, thank you, Babs, for your contribution, for being our political contributor tonight.
Even though you brought the owl out on me twice.
I'm just saying, when they said...
Like I'm a Drake fan. But all right.
All right. Well, thank you for being a contributor to the Avatar News Network. We appreciate you.
All right. And bye, SK.
All right, bye. All right, y'all. Urban dropped off. But I want to say thank you to everybody for this long, politically engaging discussion. Appreciate you. With that being said, thank you to Urban. Thank you to Philly T. Thank you also to Babs for your commentary on a plethora of stuff. With that being said, I'm gonna head up out of here. Y'all take care. If y'all want to, feel free to send a gesture to $ sirkingcrown. Y'all be well. Y'all listen to Urban. Y'all get y'all food. Y'all get y'all water. All that stuff y'all need, because things will get crazy. Like I told you, when they said if Biden was removed, stock market gonna go insane. But we never know. But definitely store up on your essentials. So, with that being said, I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take care. Ooh, child.
Tofu Alley. No beef, just tofu.
That boy is good.